Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to Horizon Forbidden West. I was saying it right, I doubted myself there. Forbidden West for livestream number 20 as we continue our journey with Aloy. I have no idea. Already getting myself confused. There's no excuse. So good morning, hope your week is going well. This is Thursday morning, and this is our last live stream of the week. This week's been a bit up and down live stream wise. I know the scheduled video, we only had 3 planned. I just haven't had the chance because of appointment stuff to do more. And evenings are just a mess for me at the minute. In terms of being able to stay awake is probably the biggest issue I think I have. But next week, hopefully we'll have a few more live streams added on, plus we get to continue Forbidden West. And then next Saturday, Saturday, will be the subscriber special where you guys pick what happens in Detroit Become Human, which is brilliant for me to watch. You guys make the decisions. But let's concentrate this morning. So yesterday's stream, we managed to finish lots of the side quests. We completed all the camps, which was really good. All the rebel camps. And we fought the final person with the help of Errand, which was incredible. And the plan today, we're at that point now, we can continue on the main story. We can finally hand in Gemini to Gaia. And this has been a long time coming, you know, it's been something we're waiting to do, because I wanted to make sure we had enough other things done. But we're at that point we can actually do that today, which I'm looking forward to seeing how the main story moves forward now. So I just want to check sound. Thank you to everyone who's watched the videos on the channel, the daily content. Very much appreciated. I've noticed the views are going up majorly at the minute. I don't understand why, but thank you to everyone. Also, thank you to the new subscribers. Very much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the content on the channel. Right, bear me 2 seconds while I do my little tiny bit of advertising by typing. Just give me a second. There we go, just about finished. So, hopefully we can get quite a bit done today. Main story will be the start, and then from there we'll have to make decisions. There's still side quests to do, but they are above the level of Gaia's mission, so I've not been too worried about those. There's still probably stuff we haven't picked up yet. There's still, I think we've now hit 55% through the game according to the in-game statistics, and we're 61 hours in. So, there's still quite a lot to do. So I'm not too sure when we're going to end. For those that aren't aware, once we do end Forbidden West, we're aiming for the Platinum. We will do a little bit of trophy hunting towards the end. I still haven't looked at trophies. That's always something I leave till last minute. But once we're done with the game and done the trophies that we want to do, the plan will be back to Assassin's Creed. In fact, we're heading back to Assassin's Creed Rogue, which will be interesting to get back there. We've only got 3 more Assassin's Creed games to do, and then that's the franchise complete. And then we pick what's next. And there are so many choices and so many things on our list. I'm looking forward to deciding what to do next with you guys. So, on to today. Let's load our game in. Let's have a look. We are exactly 61 hours and 10 minutes in. What could we achieve today? As I say, yesterday was interesting. We managed to finish what we wanted to finish. We did overrun a little bit, mainly because one of the missions took a little bit longer, but we got to where we needed to get to. So we're actually stopped outside our base. As you can see, we are here, ready for Gemini. That is the plan. We've still got loads of stuff to do. Cauldrons are still to be done. There's lots of unknown places. There are still some rebel outposts to go and do. The smaller ones they are. Lots of ruins. We haven't really done many ruins. That's something we've got to look for. Shining Way South, we have a key we can use. Yeah, there's still... No matter how much we think we're doing within the game already, there is still so much still to do. It's mad. There is a lot to be able to see and do. The plan is to clear everything. I want to see everything the game has to offer, so we will clear everything eventually once we get to that point. Yesterday, the other thing we did do yesterday, we gained our first legendary weapon. We gained the Sun Scourge. This was one of the rewards for completing the rebel camps. It's replaced our warrior bow for the time being, mainly because I forget to switch to it quite a lot. But I think that's going to help us a lot more. The one thing I did get quite late on yesterday, actually, let's have a quick look at these. There's 4 legendary coils. We brought these. We've still got plenty of shards. We do need to think about what we can put them in. They're not very high percentages, but they're instant percentages. I was umming in my head last night when I was trying to work things out. What would they be good on? And I don't know. That's the issue. I can edit. We got acid 7% there. We got overdraw damage 10. I wonder if the overdraw damage is a bit silly. Let's unequip that. I'm not really sure what to put on it. Acid might be the one to use. That's an instant corroding. So there's a chance they'll be instantly corroded. I suppose that's not a bad shout. But yeah, our first legendary weapon there, which is brilliant. Armor-wise, we still haven't got anything that's better than what we're wearing. Nora Valiant is still our go-to at the minute. I was hoping we'd get something else to challenge it, but nothing really seems to want to push us into changing at this point. And the only other thing is we did manage to finish off some skill trees yesterday, so we've finished Warrior, bar the big skills that we like, Power Shot and stuff. Power Shot's still upgraded, all the others aren't. We'll go back and do those, but we're going to finish off Machine Master and Trapper first. But Warrior is fully done, Hunter is finished, Survivor is finished, and Infiltrator is now finished. So any skill points now go towards Trapper and Machine Master, and then we'll max everything that way. That's the plan. So, into base we go. Let's go and hand this into Gaia. We finished Gemini ages ago, but because we wanted to catch all the side quests up, we're going to hand this into Gaia and see where this leads next. There's probably going to be quite a bit of talking. I've got a few drones to hand in as well, to be fair. Currently, I don't think anyone wants to... Oh, there is a conversation there with us. Okay. I think it's because we did Zoe's mission.
Aloy, you think we can talk?
Aaron wants to talk as well. Let's quickly talk to Aaron.
Hey,
he helped us with the rebel camps.
I have something for you to commemorate our mission.
Mission we did together.
We did good together.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, that's it. He just wanted to give us something.
I need to get going.
Right, we can talk later.
So he gave us a coil. Close range damage plus 25%. That's quite cool. Right, Zoe wants a word. I'm assuming that's because we finished her mission with the land gods as well.
You're back. Good. Before we talk, I wanted to give you this.
There's a reward some people that we helped.
Plainsong is in your debt.
We need to go back to Plainsong. Actually, we were told by Earl that the Plainsong changes colour.
May the land always bloom in your steps.
And yours?
Okay. We need to talk to her about the land gods and companions. Let's quickly ask companions.
Anything interesting happen while I was away?
Aaron told us how you tracked down the Oseram supplying Regalla with machines. In fact, he's quite adamant about relating the tale at least twice a day.
I bet.
But I can tell it meant a lot that you asked for his help.
I wouldn't have been able to track them down if it wasn't for him.
Okay. Land gods made whole. That's the mission we finished for her and with her.
How to go with the chorus after we fixed the land gods?
They were shocked when I told them that our lands would soon be on the mend. I thought Fane's eyes would pop out of his head. But of course they had no choice but to take it as good news, even if it meant all their preaching about meekly accepting our doom was exposed as rot. To be honest, I found the conversation to be highly enjoyable.
I'm glad.
I bet she did.
They deserve it. They're lucky that you never gave up on saving them.
Okay. That is everything done. That is the conversation with her done.
Let me know if you should need anything else.
So, I mean, most of these conversations are quite simple to do, quick, easy, conversation done. So that's a big thing. So that's 2 of the ones we did done. Sorry, I'm just replying to a message I've got.
I'm telling you, the old ones put blades.
It's nice to get the rewards though as well for helping.
Danced on ice.
That doesn't sound safe.
Does sound fun though.
There we go. Okay, so we have a conversation here with Alva. We haven't really spoke to her since we got here.
Did you come to study the archives?
She's come here, so we better do this.
Looking for you.
Companions he's talking about.
New around here?
Kotallo showed me the schematics for his new arm. I recall reading about robotic limbs within the Legacy, but I never thought I'd see one in action. Technology like that would be treasured back home. Think of what it could do for injured workers or soldiers. But knowing the Imperial family, they would use it for different purposes. Their own.
Replacing body parts as they grow older. Like the Zenith.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't know if... So that looks a different colour to the others. I don't know if we've got questions.
You mentioned Eric Visser? How do you know about him?
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen as the...
We have had this conversation, so I will skip it.
That's why... But it appeared yet another...
Well...
Yeah, we have said these. It's just because they look a different colour. Normally they're white and not greyed out if you've had that conversation, but they look similar because it's under the light. So that is done.
Yes,
let's go to Gaia.
Don't let me
I suppose the only people we've not spoke to is our clone and also Kotallo. Got anything in here to pick up? Sometimes it actually picks stuff up from the stash. I don't think there is. Right, let's go and speak to Gaia. Let's get that done and see what moves, what happens next. That's the focus anyway. Well, I think what we'll do, we'll hand in the drones before we speak to Gaia, because at least they're handed in. If it allows us to. It might not allow us to.
Welcome back.
Right, we've got survey drones, we've got a couple of these to hand in. And then we'll speak to Gaia as well about Gemini.
Okay, data module's in.
They all in now? We've done five of the drones now done. Perfect. And now we can speak to Gaia and then see what happens.
Aloy, I know your experience in Thebes was unsettling, but we have a new problem.
Did something go wrong with Beta and the rig? Will we be able to transport you to Gemini?
The rig is complete. The problem is HEPHAESTUS itself. It has accelerated its proliferation throughout the Cauldron network, increasing its power.
But with your sub-functions restored, we can still succeed, right?
Correct. But the net effect is that absorbing HEPHAESTUS will take longer than previously calculated.
How long?
Even with Omega clearance, my current estimate is that the merge will take 35 hours.
And each hour increases the risk of detection.
35 hours.
Two
35 hours, that's a long time.
2 overrides. What if the merge were carried out by 2 clones of Elizabeth Sobek, both armed with Omega clearance? How long then? Half the time?
HEPHAESTUS would be unprepared for the simultaneous labor of 2 operators, in addition to obvious synergetic efficiencies. Calculating. It would reduce the merge time to approximately 4.5 hours.
Wow.
Okay. Varl, it looks like we're gonna need Beta at Gemini. Do you think you can convince her?
I don't know, but I'll try.
What about our diversion? Are the pulse generators ready?
Only a final test remains. I am confident that if fired in proximity to other cauldrons, the pulses will mask our activities at Gemini from the Zeniths.
Good. As long as Aaron can operate one without shooting himself in the face.
Aloy, you better get down here. Beta's in bad shape.
Okay.
It's not as simple as just handing it in to Gaia then. So the plan's changing a little bit because it was going to take 35 hours for Gaia to download HEPHAESTUS into her systems. The plan is now Aloy and Beta simultaneously helping. 2 clones, 2 with Omega clearance. And it will take 3.5 hours, which is a big difference. But Val has found an issue with Beta.
I tried, but it's impossible. I don't think anything will convince her to go.
We don't have a choice.
Good luck.
So it looks like we need to convince Beta to come and help us.
Beta, you have to come with us. It's the only way. It's one mission. The most important one. We need you. Tell me why you won't go. What if they take me back? Alone, in a cell again. Their slave. Forever.
Okay, I always go for clever this one, and that's I don't know. I'm umming around towards "I'll protect you" just to help her convince her. So the choices are: look at the odds, which is the intelligent answer; "I'll protect you" is the emotional answer, and "find your courage" is the aggressive answer. I'm going to go for head still again. I generally always go for intelligence. I think that's a better way of doing things in my eyes. I am umming around about "I'll protect you" though, but let's try to look at the odds.
We have a solid plan. You helped come up with it. Without you there, the probability that the Zeniths discover us is high. But with you, that risk is much less. We'll get HEPHAESTUS, get out, and come back here. It'll be okay. No! You can't guarantee that. I told you from the beginning we'll never beat them. It's hopeless. Beta. Leave me alone! You don't understand! You're right. I don't understand. We have the same genes, the same mind, the same heart. So why can't you find the strength to do what has to be done? Like Elizabeth would. Don't you think I've thought about that? I don't know what piece of Elizabeth I'm missing. I don't know what you have that I don't. I look through all the data from your focus. You were raised as an outcast, shunned, and isolated just like me, so what's the difference? What's my defect? Beta, you don't have a defect. Beta, look, it's not a piece of Elizabeth. The difference is, I had him. Frost. He raised you, trained you, but he was never warm or loving. The day he died, the day he gave you that charm, he was going to abandon you. He wanted me to embrace the tribe. But then he gave his life for mine. He loved me in his own way. And that was enough. What did it feel like? It was like having a strength that was always there. It's still there. Even now I hear him in my head when things get bad. When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. You don't have to go on the mission. We'll find another way. I'll go. Like you said, odds are in our favor if I do. We have to succeed. But you have to promise me one thing. Yes, of course. If it goes bad, if the Zeniths find us, I don't want to be their slave again. Do you understand? Okay. Promise? I promise.
She's asking us to kill her.
I could use as much time as you can give me to study up on the merge, to make it as efficient as possible.
Yeah, she's asking us to kill her if she gets captured. She doesn't want to be the slave that she once was.
I'll be ready when you are. I swear.
So Aloy opening up to Beta has helped Beta make the right choice, but at what cost? That's the question.
Aloy, whenever you are ready, come speak to me and I'll ask the others to make final preparations for the mission.
I think we're ready. There's a couple of conversations to have here. I'm assuming we need to speak to Kotallo as well. So we'll quickly speak to these guys and then we will go and head for Gaia. Start the next phase.
I thought I'd check in before leaving for Gemini.
Are you sure we shouldn't be checking up on you? Whatever went on between you and Beta sounded intense. Not that I'm judging. Forge knows all the screws flew loose every time Mercer and I fought.
I think we'll be fine from now on.
I'm glad to hear it.
So there's a couple of things to ask, and as I say, these are all the final things before Gemini. So this is why we did all the side quests in the first place, because I didn't want to then get to this point. It seemed like a point of no return, so it made sense to do all the side stuff up to level 30 first. And now we'll finish off the conversations, and then we go to Gaia. And Gemini then starts fully.
After we get HEPHAESTUS, we'll be taking the fight to the Zeniths. So, no more reading.
It wasn't that bad. Not really. Besides, going through all that data helped me realize something. You know, the soldiers, the ones that fought the Pharaoh machines so Gaia could be built, they were fighting a battle that couldn't be won. Not with all the weapons in the world. I think most of them realized that, whether anyone said it or not. They still did it, though. They bought time for all the eggheads working to save the future. Our future. As long as I can do that for you, I'll consider myself a success.
Thank you, Erend. I'm glad you're with me.
Okay, enough. I'm gonna get emotional.
You can still see that relationship between the two of them, can't you? There's something about how much Erend cares for Aloy, but it seems he knows he can't really do anything or say anything because there's a bigger problem at play here. It's quite interesting seeing that relationship develop. It was quite cool doing the mission with him yesterday as well.
Anybody take you up on that ale you brought yet?
Zoe can't stand the smell of it. I tried Alva, but I don't think she knows what taking a break means. And I'm
Probably
not
not
putting Varl anywhere near that stuff after that victory party in Meridian.
What about Kotallo?
Now there's a man that can hold his liquor. Pretty sure we downed half a keg. We had a good chat, I think.
Okay.
I should go.
Erend is done.
Same here. I got a date with a cauldron to prepare for.
I do like the conversations because, oh, there's a side quest. Always a side quest. I like the conversations because it does show so much more meaning to what's happening next.
Aloy, everything okay with you and Beta? It sounded like you guys had a, lively conversation.
We just had a lot to talk about.
Does this mean she's coming with us to Gemini?
It does. I hope you're ready to rein in the most stubborn AI of all time.
That's what all this was for, wasn't it?
HEPHAESTUS won't go down quietly.
HEPHAESTUS is just a program that's lost its way. We are fighting for our survival. I can always call upon the goddess if you're nervous.
Funny.
Varl seems to take everything in his stride, doesn't he? He seems to understand exactly what's going on, why it needs to be done. He just seems, I don't know, he just seems so grounded. I think that's why he fits so well working with Aloy.
Any last findings you want to share before leaving?
Not really. Though I've reached a decision.
Oh?
When we put Gaia together, I want to return to the Nora. Spread what I've learned.
You think they'll listen to you?
In time, I believe so.
If anyone can make it happen, it's you, Varl.
Varl wants to go and tell the Nora everything, which is good. That means he's going to try and change their ways.
What will you
Hopefully.
and Zoe do if you go back to the Embrace?
I hope she'll come with me. At least for a while. And I'll go with her to Plainsong too. She'll probably want to talk to her people about all this as well. We'll figure it out.
I know you will.
Aloy does seem genuinely happy for him. At least he's found someone now.
I hope firing off those pulse generators will be enough to distract the Zeniths.
It'll work. It has to.
Always optimistic, huh?
Nah, just stubborn. It's a good quality to have when dealing with you.
Yeah, right. You were right, you know, about keeping Rost's memories buried. I guess part of me thought he was holding me back, because he wanted me to be a Nora. But the truth is, he gave me a lot. And I took him for granted.
He was a good man. He raised you well.
If anything, all these conversations and talking to Beta about Rost, all it's done for Aloy is just show her how much more Rost meant to her than she realised. It's that growth of characters that's really interesting.
How does everyone seem to you?
Anxious, but ready. I heard Kotallo ask for Alva's help with his pulse generator. And I know he's been helping her with a few fighting techniques, just in case.
I hope they aren't needed.
Like I said, just in case.
It's definitely, you can see it's the point of no return, isn't it? All the conversations are leaning towards
I'm
that
glad
way.
you're coming with me, Varl.
Sure there's no urge to run off alone in there somewhere?
No more running.
My only concern now is, will everyone make it back? That's the big thing, because no guarantee this is going to work. Not as planned, anyway.
Hey, we'll be going after HEPHAESTUS soon. You good with the plan?
I've already got the location of my assigned cauldron.
Good.
I heard you and Beta had a talk.
News travels fast.
It wasn't exactly a quiet conversation.
There were just things that needed to be said.
A healthy crop to those who clear the weeds between them, as the Utaru say.
Okay. With your training's the only thing to ask her, so let's do that.
You have something on your mind.
We're going to war soon. And war is something I promised myself I'd left behind in the Red Raids. But the more of your data I go through, every voice I hear, every word I read from our ancient past, it makes me realize just how much life was given so that ours could flourish. Fighting for that gift, it's our responsibility. If we fail, it was all for naught.
Helps to know you're not alone.
For a moment there, you sounded like Varl.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, Zoe's done. So we just got Alva and Kotallo to speak to.
Gemini,
you'll hear about it.
And then we are ready to head to Gemini. But there is a side quest now coming from Alva. That'd be interesting what she would need us to do.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all. I was just studying the pulse generator schematics. The ones Gaia and Beta built. The craftsmanship is remarkable. Is everything alright? It sounded like there was an issue with Beta and the mission.
Not anymore. We just needed to talk some things through.
To understand one another is to embrace truth. Oh, and if you have a moment, there's something I could use your help with.
Now, I don't plan on doing this side quest before we do anything else. I want to do Gemini. My concern is it going to affect anything by not doing it first?
Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so, free when she did it. Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song. And she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime. About Utaru music.
Maybe.
She seems not very, but a little bit socially awkward, doesn't she? Alva seems to not be used to the kindness of other people. And we know the Quen aren't the nicest people in the world. They have their aims, they have their needs, and they have what they're aiming to achieve, but they keep a lot from each other. So maybe that's why Alva's finding it a little bit difficult to understand that they're all happy to share.
If you need anything before heading out to the cauldrons...
You have nothing to worry about. Gaia's explained your plan in detail, as expected from such an efficient AI. I've even received some very, succinct combat advice from Kotallo. You know, in case the Zeniths show up.
What kind of advice?
He, told me to run.
Good advice.
We'll even the odds soon enough.
Okay, go back to training Zeniths, and then we'll find out what her quest is. But obviously, I want to focus on Gemini for the minute.
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel. It's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night.
The other reason we're doing all this conversation now, I'm assuming after we do Gemini, some of these conversations won't exist because some of them are based on Gemini before it happens. So I'm trying to clear them first.
Must be strange to think that some of the ancestors your tribe reveres are still alive. And here on Earth, right now.
Yeah, it is. Part of me's curious to know who else besides Eric Visser might be among them. Maybe Nikita Arand? We call her the Spark. The legacy tells us she brought unlimited energy to the old ones. Or Sung Jiao, whom we call the Healer. It is said she found new ways to extend the ancestors' lifespans. But my curiosity fades when I think of how different our view of Visser was compared to the reality that you experienced. Perhaps it is better not to know.
Okay, let's find out what our side quest is, and then Kotallo's the last person we need to speak to before we head off to Gemini.
You mentioned there was something you needed help with?
Yes. So, as I was sifting through data from the greenhouse, I found references to an old world system back in the Great Delta. It's called Leviathan. My people discovered it decades ago. A sprawling network of river gates and a labyrinth of underground tunnels. The legacy revealed that the old ones used it to control flooding. But we've never gotten it to work. The whole thing is shut down. But the data from the greenhouse mentions the research facility where Leviathan was created. It's in San Francisco.
Another Pharaoh facility?
No. Leviathan was a project by Eileen Sasaki, another ancestor. So the legacy tells us, anyway. If we can acquire that data, we might be able to fix the system back in the Great Delta. Every year, my sister gets terrified when the long rains begin. With Leviathan, maybe she won't have to be.
Okay. So, where in San Francisco is this facility?
That's the thing. The data doesn't say where, exactly. But one of our diviners has been exploring the ruins. He might know. Would you come with me? I have a feeling that wherever this facility is, well, you're much better at fighting machines than I am.
Of course. I'll let you know when I'm in landfall.
So, that quest didn't show up beforehand when we first come back to base, so I'm assuming it's after Gemini.
Make sure you talk to Gaia if you have any questions about the pulse generators.
May your path lead to truth.
I'm hoping it is. I don't want to lose a quest because we do Gemini
Like I said, I'll let
too
you
soon,
know when
maybe.
I'm in landfall. We'll find the data you're after.
I appreciate it.
Well, I'm just going to check the level of that quest, just in case. Open quest menu. So it's a Forbidden Legacy, so it's the same level as the main quest are on. So I think we can safely leave it till after Gemini, and it won't, be affected by the story. That's kind of my thinking. The other person we need to speak to is Cthulhu. I think he's the last person we haven't spoke to as of yet. And I've got to remember where he is.
Looks like this room's changed. Is that your doing, Gaia?
Yes. I have repurposed the displays to track the cauldrons you have acquired data from.
Okay. We haven't done many cauldrons, to be fair. Where is Cthulhu? Let's exit. It's down. Can't remember which room he goes to. Offhand. It's not that one, I don't think. This is our room. It's not that one.
Looks like Gaia was able to unlock that door.
Is Cthulhu?
There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, control center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsaw.
I see.
Ah, interesting. There is that's a new data point as well. We can play this rather than me reading it, so we'll quickly play it. It's not too long.
I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is gonna have a lot of seed stock to work with. My favorite? Sample 626. Calotropis gigantea. The crown flower. We used to have one in our backyard. Butterflies always fluttering around. Every morning, August would run out there to check under the leaves. See if any caterpillars turned into chrysalises. Now, I'd like to imagine that the future will be filled with them.
So that's more just of a insight into the seed lab. We've got a hollow projector as well. This wasn't open last time we were here, to be fair.
Console. There are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
So that's another conversation point with Gaia next time we get a chance. Okay, Cthulhu's the last person, then it's Gaia, and then we are off. So, let's speak to Cthulhu.
Aloy, are you well?
Had a bit of an issue with Beta. It's better now, though.
Ah, I'm not surprised.
Really? Why not?
I once knew a warrior who discovered he had a brother late in life. It was deeply uncomfortable for him.
Did he ever get over it?
In time. But not before the two siblings nearly killed each other in a single combat challenge.
Ah. Well, at least I avoided that.
To be fair, Beta wouldn't have stood a chance. Let's talk about companions training. And I think your new arm is a new question about as well. And then Gaia, and then we're off.
You nervous about the mission ahead?
If I live, it will be in victory. If I die, it will be in battle. What matters most is that you achieve your objective.
I'll do my best.
He's very matter of fact about things like that, isn't he? He's very... It's this or this. It's black and white. There is no middle area. That's all it is. Black and white.
Did Aaron tell you we found the people who gave Regalla's rebels the power to override machines?
He told me of the battle. I suggested he etch this victory on his fighting arm with one of our inkers.
Is he going to do it?
He didn't say no.
He didn't say no.
Think you're ready to put all your training to the test?
I am Tallneck. I am always ready.
He's got a point. He is always ready. New arm. We did do a mission with him and his new arm. Let's just quickly ask this.
Curious about that new arm of yours.
Thanks for the like, with all much appreciated.
An ally, I assure you. She couldn't wait to take it apart and figure out how it works. I gave her the data I used to build the thing, hoping that would satisfy her curiosity instead.
Good luck with that.
He didn't want to taking it apart. Okay, we are ready to rumble. So everyone spoke to.
I await your orders.
That is everyone ready for the mission of Gemini. So before we... I don't know what's going to happen, so just in case, let's restock everything. Make sure we are ready. I don't want to get there, because I don't know if there's a cutscene that takes us straight there, and if there is, we're under attack or something silly. I want to be ready. Okay. I think we're good. So, Gaia it is, and then we can start Gemini properly. I'm curious to where this is going to take us and what is going to happen. Definitely going to be an interesting quest. Will the Zeniths get involved?
Aloy.
That's the question, isn't it?
Hello, Aloy.
Hey, Gaia. So, me and Beta, I guess you heard what happened.
Yes. I am continuously impressed by the complexity of human relationships. Despite the unpleasant circumstances that led to your quarrel, I am pleased to see you have both found an agreeable resolution.
I wouldn't quite call it a quarrel.
Well, two heads are better than one, right?
Yes, I believe so. Are you ready to depart for Cauldron Gemini? Or we can continue our conversation, if you like.
There may be conversation pieces to have for first. Let's have a look. Our progress, Old World, and then Gemini. That's the plan. Okay, we've got a couple of things to ask here.
So, about Beta. I never really saw the difference between us until now. She's been through so much. Completely alone.
You have both endured many hardships. Different in almost every respect, yet equally remarkable. I like to think of you as two miracles, born of Elizabeth Sobek.
3, then. Let's not forget about you, Gaia.
The reason we're doing this now is because I don't want to then do Gemini and find these conversation pieces are missing. We're going to miss out on these conversation pieces because they're so focused on what we're about to do.
How's all of us settling in?
As soon as she arrived, Alva was eager to study the data in the archive. A particular file soon caught her attention. Information about a machine assistant devoted to keeping living spaces neat and orderly. I informed her that once I am empowered with the abilities of HEPHAESTUS, I may be able to design such a machine.
I'm sure she'll like that. When I set out to find a way to bring you back, I never thought we'd be here, like this. Among friends.
They have all come a long way with their improvised educations. Varl has suggested that one day we might extend this model to more tribal inhabitants, once the biosphere has been stabilized.
Yeah, that's not such a bad idea. As long as you're the one running the lessons.
It is weird, isn't it? We've brought so many people from so many different backgrounds together to do this. Oh, there's a couple of things we haven't asked, so I don't think we've asked about Omega clearance and plan to capture HEPHAESTUS because of a different colour to the others. That's why it's still showing up.
There's something I've been wondering. How could Ted Faro create a clearance level higher than Alpha? Elizabeth made sure he wouldn't interfere with the project.
It is plausible he tasked his own engineers with creating a backdoor to the Zero Dawn system, without Elizabeth's knowledge. My predecessor did not even know of its existence until he activated it to purge the Apollo database. It is, in effect, a blind spot. One that will allow us to subdue HEPHAESTUS.
Okay. Okay, so we still need to ask about the plan to capture HEPHAESTUS. I think that's the last thing on this section.
Our plan to capture HEPHAESTUS. Let's go over it again.
As you wish. Thanks to Beta's test, we now know that HEPHAESTUS will not respond to your Alpha clearance.
Which is why I got Ted Faro's Omega clearance.
Correct. While you were gone, Beta constructed the transport rig and pulse generators. When we get to Gemini, I will need to be installed on one of the facility's cores. The second core is for HEPHAESTUS. Using Omega clearance will allow you to trap it.
And then you'll be able to absorb it.
Not quite. You will need to manually remove HEPHAESTUS's malicious code before the merge.
How long will that take?
Because the work will be split between you and Beta, it will take approximately 4.5 hours.
And during that time, the others will create a distraction for us using the pulse generators, right?
Correct. They will each take position at a cauldron door and fire off their device. The energy surge should mask our activities until the merge is complete.
And then we'll have everything we need to defeat the Signus. Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a very good plan. Let's just hope it works. Okay, about the old world, we've got 2 things to ask, and then I think we're ready to rumble.
I found some data in one of the rooms you unlocked. It mentioned that there are still functional seed banks beneath this facility. Why is it there?
My predecessor was tasked with reconstituting.
Thanks for the like, that was much appreciated.
Primary and secondary plant species. Had everything gone according to plan, humans would have eventually been able to introduce tertiary species, including new crops.
Can we access them now?
Unfortunately, it will have to wait. I require control over the machines in order to access and distribute the preserved seed stock.
So that means then...
HEPHAESTUS. It's something to look into later then.
Yeah. Once she has HEPHAESTUS, then she can distribute these seeds. We started about 45 minutes ago, Earl. You haven't missed much, but all we've really done for the last 45 minutes is do all the conversations before Gemini. We also had the conversation with Beta, who didn't want to go with us. That's really all we've done. I wanted to clear the conversations because I was worried that if we did Gemini, we hadn't done them, then we'd lost the conversations. So we started about 45 minutes ago. But good morning, how are you?
So what will happen to this place while we're at Gemini?
All systems within this facility will continue to operate. As Minerva will no longer be masking this location, the facility will be exposed to detection. Though without my presence, it is unlikely to attract attention.
Okay.
Let's hope so.
So although it can be detected once we leave, it's okay.
So
I think this is the last one.
Found Thebes. What do you think Ted would have done if his life extension treatments had worked?
It seems he convinced himself it was his duty to guide future humans. Given the tribal nature of new humans, and his ability to use Omega clearance on the terraforming system, I imagine he would have convinced one or more tribes to worship him as their patriarchal deity.
Okay. Yep, glad that didn't happen.
No great big coffin fits. Oh, that's good then, so far today. You've spoken too soon, haven't you? Sod's law, now you'll get one. But no, at least it's getting better then, that's the main thing.
Aside from Gaia Prime and Thebes, there was one other underground facility that was sealed before the Pharaoh Plague reached it. Elysium. The place where Zero Dawn staff and their families went to live out their lives. Do you know what happened to it?
Elysium was designed to provide life support for 100 years. My data indicates the facility went offline well before then.
Did the Pharaoh Plague find them?
Unknown. My connection to the facility was abruptly severed.
Okay. What have we not asked about Old World? I think Elizabeth is... or Gemini. I'm just looking at the difference in colours between the conversation. I think Elizabeth and Gemini need to be asked.
Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
I'm sure we've asked this.
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend?
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate. Though I am glad she made it home, I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. Did all that she could. Thanks, Gaia.
Okay, I think we need to ask about Gemini because you can see the colour change. You couldn't sleep until noon and woke up at 5 PM. Oh, really? Wow. Your body clock must be completely out of sync now. You have not seen... No, we've not been to Plainsong yet. Yeah, the plan is to go there. If we have to fast travel to Gemini, we'll go to Plainsong first to see the change. If it's changed. And if we can't, we'll go back after Gemini. So we'll go and definitely see it. It'd be nice to see the change instead of red to green.
So Gemini has 2 data cores. I've never seen a cauldron like that. But you mentioned something about seismic activity?
When my predecessor attempted to build the cauldron, construction was disrupted by a series of earthquakes. The data core had already been built, but the rest of the facility sustained damage. So, she began again. A second core was built. However, when more tremblers occurred, she abandoned the site.
Lucky for us. Are the quakes still happening?
No, though they did also create instabilities in other facilities in the region.
Okay, I think we're done. We are indeed. It is time for Gemini. It's what it's all been building up to. This is what the last couple of streams have been about, getting to this point. So let's go. Let's go to Gemini.
Okay, people. It's time to head out.
I'll get everyone together.
Machine gods have fixed everything, or Aether did. Yeah, they should have done. Look at that though. We have our team. A team of people you would never put together normally, but yet they travel as one. Yeah, she did say she was working on it. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Not bad at all. I couldn't believe I spent the last 50 minutes doing all the conversations in base to then get to this point. But at least they're done, and at least we're not missing anything. But yeah, are at this point. That is a fantastic scene, as I was just saying. You know, a group of friends, people from all different backgrounds, all different walks of life, joining together.
Right. Connections in place. Booting up.
Beta, Aloy. I am fully installed on this
Damn.
core and ready to connect to the Cauldron network.
It's good to hear your voice. Errand, everyone. Fire your pulses and sound off.
I'm at my cauldron. This thingy, it's blinking. Did I do it right?
In position at my cauldron. My pulse generator is blinking also.
That means they're working. I'm in position and mine is too.
Mine as well.
Okay. Radio silence until I give the all clear. Signing off.
It's all getting very real, isn't it?
Gaia, let's cage the beast.
Connecting to the Cauldron network now.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance. Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance.
Clearance confirmed. Initiating containment sequence.
Critical threat detected. Escape containment. Applying countermeasures.
Lock it down!
Terminating external connections.
It's working. It's got nowhere to go.
Capture imminent. Initiating
What's that?
Malware detected. Attempting to compensate.
It's cracked.
Look!
Engaging autonomous defenses. Directive neutralized.
We're going to be under
Those
attack.
machines are on their way.
Let's just say it didn't quite go to plan.
Come.
Fight time.
We're spotted.
I don't. Have I scanned these machines? I don't know if it's...
Stay back.
Yeah, Behemoth.
Ammo for you.
Help!
Be good. Now hit it again. Get back.
Watch out for that. Okay, we're going to take a couple of hits. We're okay.
Over here, you.
Trying to get shot away. Go for the drum underneath. I've probably got power shot to use. I just don't want to use it too early and find I should have waited.
Aloy, need a hand over here.
Okay. I think everyone needs a hand to be fair. It's right, we have scanned the Ravager. This is gonna be a fight and a half, isn't it? Oh I'm out of ammo.
Away from Beta.
Try and draw it away. Okay.
Stay back.
We have nearly got it down. Just trying to stay away. We need to be distanced with this thing.
Over here, you.
Got to help him as well, that's the thing. I want the Behemoth down first, ideally, as that's going to be the biggest damage to us, I think. What else is it weak to? Acid. Okay, acid time.
Aloy, need a hand
If
over
I can
here.
get acid on the Behemoth, that will help. There we go, acid on the Behemoth. Restock arrows. Haven't got a power shot active yet either.
Draw it away from Beta.
I'm trying to draw it away. Right, Behemoth is actually not far off being down, to be fair.
Stay back.
That acid is definitely doing its job, that's the thing. Right, Behemoth is down. Ravager time now. And Ravager is weak to acid as well. Let's get some acid on the Ravager. And we'll catch up on chat afterwards. Try and focus on not dying for the minute. Missed that. Missed that as well. Perfect on the Ravager there.
Aloy, need a hand over here.
I'll be with you in a second. Kinda got my hands full. Yeah, nice weak spot here. Ravager is nearly down. We can get one more hit, I think. There we go. Ravager is down.
That's all of them for now. I better check on Beta and Varl.
Okay, we need to check on everyone. That was a fight and a bit. But yeah, as soon as I realised I should be using acid, that kind of made life a little bit easier. Let's just quickly pick stuff up and then we'll go and check on them. There is a weapon in the middle now we could actually use if need be. Behemoth. Anything else to pick up while we're here? Release the hounds. Does anything ever go to plan? Probably not, no, to be fair. It's going to be very unusual if things did go to plan, wouldn't it? Anything else to pick up? Okay, let's bring those across. I think, let's just over here. I think that's everything picked up then. That's acid bombs. Right, I've restocked again. I don't want to obviously be short of anything just in case. Let's go and check on these two.
You two okay?
Still breathing.
Aloy, HEPHAESTUS can't escape, but it must have
You aren't
fled
done yet? Oh really? Oh wow.
deeper into the facility. I'll drive it back here.
I'll get the cracked core fixed in the meantime.
Keep her safe, Varl.
On my life.
Vardy's going to protect Beta. We need to head into the facility to try and get HEPHAESTUS back. This is where it's all going to change for us a bit again. Okay, where are we heading? Over there by the looks of things. Have to pick up as much health as we go, I think. Alright, are we heading this way? No. Where are we heading? Oh, we're heading up there, aren't we? No plan survives contact with the enemy. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it would work, but obviously I was probably a bit naive thinking it'd be easy. Well, not easy, but I didn't think it'd be that. I thought the Zeniths would appear, to be fair. Right, let's focus on what's going to happen next.
No, you don't, HEPHAESTUS.
Oh, he's got the bridge. We got to find a way over his. Stop the bridge. We can land there, to be fair. What's that? It's a grapple point as well. It needs a grapple point, to be fair.
Aloy, I'm patched into your focus feed. You should know there's
Can I climb up from here, though?
draw coming from the next chamber.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm almost there.
We got a pull caster. What can we aim at? Ah, there we go. That will give us the ability to climb up now. Oh, okay. That didn't quite work, did it? No. I'm trying to see what else there is to pull. Obviously, that needs to come down, I think. What do you think of Beta and Aloy's conversation? I think it was quite cool to see, you know, the reasons for how it was, and why Beta was worried. Obviously, saying that we will kill Beta if he's captured is a bit of a dark thing to agree to, but I can understand her reasoning. But yeah, it was an interesting conversation. Especially when Beta was saying that she thought she was broken, there was a defect. When Aloy turned around and said, well, actually, no, it's not a defect. I had Rost. I thought that was really cool.
Production chamber. HEPHAESTUS is up to something, all right?
Good morning, Shino. How are you?
What kind of machine is it trying to build?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm gonna shut it down.
Right,
those carriers will lead me to where it's getting materials.
We need to shut it down. So we're going to go to these areas. The network uplinks. Can't see any machines guarding it, but I think we're about to fight a boss. Are we going to follow the conveyors? So do we not need the network uplink? Conveyors are there. Okay. So I think we have to go through that area there then. It's because there's a network uplink. I wondered if we have to head over there. Okay. I'm assuming then I'm not. It's not the network uplink first. I don't know. Have a look. No, nothing we can do with the network uplink. That's fine. More health. So we've got to follow the conveyors. Which is this way. Good luck. Thanks. Set trap. We don't. To be fair, we don't really use traps. We may need to. I don't know. We shall see what happens.
I gotta find where HEPHAESTUS is hiding. Looks like there are a couple of ways I can go.
Okay, there's a couple of ways we could go. Left or right.
Sound good.
I don't know what the difference is in direction, so let's go this way.
Aloy, I've managed to rewire most of the components in the core, but
have
the
fun.
energy processor's cracked.
So this is Gemini.
Without a way to fabricate another, there's no way I can fix it.
Okay, let me think. What if you bypass the processor? Connect it to
The power node. I think that could work.
I think it's...
Yeah, this is Gemini. This is the main story one. Okay, lots of machine parts. And we're here, we may as well pick up what we can while we're here. Alright, where are we heading from this point? Oh, I think we've got to jump across. Okay, we're ready to jump. There we go. Screen is small, watching on my phone, so waiting for the takeaways. Oh, nice. Right, I can see machines in here.
There should be a node you can override near the central platform.
Thanks. I should turn on these machines first.
Strike from above. Didn't do what I wanted it to do, to be fair. I thought it would do more damage than that. Formed 3 melee combos, trophy achieved. I don't know what I did to achieve it, but I did. And now we're in a little bit of trouble. Didn't mean to drop down there, but we have. Leap Lash up. I know what you're doing. Oh, caught by the tail of the Leap Lasher there. I didn't want to drop down, it was a completely accidental drop down, which has obviously now caused us an issue. Right, okay, let's try some acid bombs. Completely missed there. I was thinking acid bombs just to try and get corrosive state. Everything's moving too quickly. Out of the way. I missed the game. Okay, let's ignore the acid bombs for the minute. Nice hit. Nice hit indeed. Can I get a critical strike? Right, critical strike done. I don't think it's down. Right, 1 Leap Lasher down. It's survival plus take machines out. Watch out for that tail of the Leap Lasher. That was a good hit. It's definitely timing your jumps and your dodges, really. Okay, that's nearly down. Right, that is that down. 1 to go. 1 Leap Lasher left. That's all we need to take down. What's Leap Lasher weak against? Okay, that's not too bad. We have got that. Missed it. There we go. In fact, let's change quickly to that arrow. Wrong arrow, that one. And it's down. Critical strike. I think that's all the machines in this bit done. Well, I'll catch back up and chat now. You're using your phone as well. So, I was trying to keep height, to be fair. I wasn't meaning to drop down. I kind of dodged and fell. Let's pick everything off the machines that we need to. And then we need to deal with this. Override the uplink. I don't think I went too badly. If I hadn't fallen down, I think it would have been better. But it's just a case of dodging as much as possible and timing your dodges. Long leg wing burner. Okay. But yeah, I think the dodging worked brilliantly. I think we got that down to a T there. Okay, so we're heading Where's the uplink for this one? Oh, it's there. Perfect. Okay. Okay, before I override this, let's just restock arrows. You just don't know what you're going to go up against, so I want to be sure. I wouldn't say my accuracy with our blastling was brilliant, but we've got away with it. Oh, there's something in here actually. Before we do that, I know we don't need many things because we've got lots of everything stored because I've kind of hoarded lots of stuff, but always handy. Okay, we're going to override the network uplink. This is the first of 2, I believe. Right, kill the machines. Okay, we're under attack again.
More machines on the way.
Big guy there.
Beta, HEPHAESTUS has locked me out of the node.
Grimhorn.
Any ideas?
And we've got some long legs. Can they get up? If they can't get up, that will help us. I'm hoping they can't get up because I'll use height as much as possible if they can't get to us. We need to get to the second as well after this one. As I say, if they can't get to us, we are laughing when it comes to the height advantage. There is always a chance they can though. One is down. Okay. Where's the other one now? One is down. Right, we've got to watch out for the electric shocks. Although they can't get to us, they can fire the shots at us. That's not an issue. Another one down. Let's make sure we're getting completely down now. I'm out of ammo. And then Grimhorn is the next thing to deal with. Again, I'm staying high. Oh, we fell down. That wasn't what I wanted to happen. I wanted to stay high. Grimhorn knocked us down there. Didn't quite go to plan, did it? Oh, it's up! I didn't expect this thing to climb up with us. Although it's nearly down, to be fair. Oh, it's off again. The Grimhorn, I don't think the Grimhorn can get to us, admittedly. Yeah, you're down. Critical strike done. Right, let's deal with the Grimhorn. Take a few parts of armour off. Big armour coming off there as well. So if he's got weapons on him, we need to take them off as well. He did fire some fire at us a minute ago. Definitely weapon removed. Oh, that's the Grimhorn nearly down. It's on fire as well now, just to add to it. Right. Come on, Mr. Grimhorn. Oh, I didn't mean to go for that. I've long arrows. The fire is doing its job, to be fair. Come on.
Got them all.
Grimhorn is down.
I tapped into the core's network hub. I managed to disrupt HEPHAESTUS' control of the node.
Oh, your phone is buffering, is it? Oh, that's not good.
Nice. Thanks.
Okay. So all machines are down. I want to head down and grab all the parts because obviously there's going to be quite a few parts, I think. Unlike the Grimhorn. I think we have to go back up to do it anyway. But I don't want to lose out on some of these parts by not grabbing them now. So let's do that first. Can't take the weapons up high with me. Height definitely worked. Other than being knocked off a couple of times, the height made a big difference there. Plowhorn as well. I thought we had to head to the second one, but that's still saying override. So I'm not too sure at this point. Apex Leap Lasher. Is that everything? There's something over here. Repair pod. Okay, I think we've picked everything up now. So this is saying to come back here. No, this is done. Oh no, it's not. Thought we had done it. 4G is great, no problems. Right, we've overridden it. go to the second chamber. Right, we need to head to the other chamber then.
To another chamber.
There we go.
Well,
so
I better not get comfortable.
We had a choice of 2. We've done 1. We're now going to head to the second chamber. That is 1 down and 1 to go then, by the looks of things. 4G is great, no problems. Depends on your area, doesn't it, as well, I think.
Energy containment failed. Safe for roaming.
Great.
Right, we're heading that way.
Cover the floor with lightning.
So yeah,
Find a way over
cover the floor with lightning.
More machines keep coming. Please tell me you're getting close.
I'm working on it. I've been smashing through a lot of machines on my side too.
I guess Aaron's missing out.
Anyway, I'm making progress on the bypass, but I need something to hold the cycling module together.
Maybe a ligament from one of the machine carcasses?
Right. Or some luminous braiding.
We could reinforce it with a conversion cylinder.
For increased connectivity. I think we can do this, Aloy.
Sounds like everyone else, although we're under attack, it hasn't gone the way we expected it to. Everyone else seems to be gaining more confidence with every minute they're surviving.
Go over the shield.
Right, we're going to go over the shield, which is the rail here. There are machines in there, I can see from here. There's a spiked snout. What else have we got? I don't think there's anything I can actually see through there. My silent strike on that one. Spikes out though, it's aware we're here. They already knew we were here before I actually fired a shot. Powering up as well. Although we've knocked it down actually. If I can get to it while it's down, might be able to get a big strike on it. Critical strike. Takes it out. Right, what have we got? There's one over here still. Wasn't the hit I wanted, was it? These are red eye watchers, so you need to aim for the eyes, but my shot is poor. Right, and I have a critical strike. That is down as well. Right, are we safe from machines for a minute? I think we are. So again, let's pick everything up. Let's make sure we are ready for what's going to happen. Obviously something is going to come next once we try and override this core, similar to the last. This phone 5G was sucks, nothing but problems. Oh really? That's the thing, they've always promoted 5G as being really good, but obviously not always the case. I'm just making sure we picked everything up before we continue. We know where we need to head. We're not going to have that much of a height advantage this time, which is a little bit of a worry. I think that's nearly everything. What we got over here. I can't not pick everything up. You never know when you're going to need it. Okay. We are ready, I believe. I'm not going to pick that health up yet. Because we need more health. I know there's still some in here at least. No. Machines coming in. Before we even did it, the machines are coming in. So we got a red eye watcher.
Oh, here we go again.
And we got
That doesn't sound good.
a fire Bella back. The red eye aren't too bad. Bella back on the other hand could be an issue. It's not down. There we go, it's down now. Alright, let's go for tear arrows and the Bella back. Okay. In some ways I don't want to really hit the pouches because they will give us items, but at this point I think we just need to take it out. We need frost as well. I have got frost arrows we can use. So that one's there. Get to a frost state, that would really help. And then we have got power shots active, so let's use that. I'll probably This may be a bit early. We should have really saved them. I don't know. Find out in a second. He's out in one. There we go. He's down. More machines incoming. Probably wasted the power shots there. I did get a hit on it. Just want to make sure we've scanned it. Apex Claw Strider. Tails are really important. If we can get the tail, I think we just knocked it off. Tails are really useful upgrades. Right. It's nearly down actually, the Claw Strider. Claw Strider's down.
And there. Node access restored.
Right.
Now you can operate it.
Let's grab everything once more before we continue on.
You did the heavy lifting.
It keeps up. If it keeps on, I'll switch to your PS4 and watch them there. Okay, cool. Thank you, Al. I don't really leave the house very much now, so, you know, for me, I don't really have to deal with that, unfortunately. You know, constant Wi-Fi. But yeah, I can understand it being frustrating. Right, is that what everything picked up? Nothing else to pick up, I don't think. Yeah, okay, we're ready. Restock arrows, I think, before we actually do this, just in case. I don't know what's going to come next. I may have used the power shot maybe too early. That's my only concern. I'm not sure. Right. Override network and see what happens next. Oh, that is okay. I was just spending me attacked again.
This is running out of places to hide.
Aloy? I just registered a huge energy surge back in the production chamber. Something big is happening.
Here too. Everything's glowing.
I think that's the first chamber we came through, wasn't it?
It must have finished it.
Yeah,
It's powerful.
I think that was the first chamber. Alright, how do I need to get up, I think.
The core repairs. Should we come to you? Maybe I could distract the machine if...
No.
Don't fall off. Aloy.
Stay where you are, okay?
Get up there.
Handling the machine's my job.
Okay.
Slight mistake there.
Be safe.
So I think the first chamber we went through, there was something being built inside this green kind of area. I think that's where we're heading back to now. By the looks of things. Let's make sure I've got... I don't know potions. Where have they all disappeared? Oh, I have, there you go. I knew there was some.
Intruder targeted. One that's captured. Repair Cauldron Tower.
Right, that's where we're heading over that way. It's in there. We're in. What are we facing?
Deploying priority unit S Mark 1.
A slaughter spine.
This thing's on its legs is glowing. I think it's charging up.
It is charging up. What's it weak to? Frost and purge water. Right, purge water is full. Do some tear arrows as well. What I was doing tear arrows. Oh, I selected the wrong arrows, didn't I? I wanted the tear arrows. Okay. This is going to be a tough fight, isn't it? Done some damage. I want to get that tail ideally, I think. Did get the tail a little bit there. Yeah, I definitely want to get that tail.
It's gonna explode any second. Maybe one of my potions can help.
Okay, we need to... Purge water did work to a degree, I think. Frost might help as well. Let's try some of that. Oh, I'm still being hit. This is going to be a tough fight, isn't it? So we need that tail off. That's a must, I think. Right, there we go. It is frozen. I need that tail. That was a poor shot. I had the wrong arrows anyway. Can't get a shot on that tail.
Charging up again.
Okay, it's charging up again. Try and hit where it's charging. That was a good hit. On exactly where it's charging. Took a hit there. Come on, Aloy. Can't get away. That's the problem. Purge water to dampen the attacks. That's not a bad shout, Aloy.
Still in this fight.
We are still in this fight, admittedly. I'm out of help. Oh, that's a hit. Come on, Purge Water's nearly there. Purge Water's not quite full. Tail. It's a tough thing to beat, isn't it? Right, is that full Purge Water or not? I don't know. It is now. Whoa, damage. Okay. Caught me again. I need to get that tail, I think, dealt with. So let's go back to tear arrows. See if we can get the tail. I will catch up on chat afterwards. I don't want to look at it and get killed. I want that tail, ideally.
Got its tail.
Right, tail's down.
Heavy weapon.
So that's the heavy weapon down. That's the underside. I didn't mean to aim for the head there, to be fair. The tail will still do damage itself, but we've taken out the heavy weapon on it. Come on. I got power shot, I have indeed. I need to change arrows, but I've got power shot. I thought we've had some battles so far, but I think this is still one of the hardest we've had so far, to be fair. We're so close to getting it down as well. Come on. Oh, I'm out of health. I'm in trouble because I'm out of health. I need to get the potions quickly. I thought I need the time to drink one. Thank you, Aloy. It's so nearly down. It is down! All combat machines killed, trophy achieved.
There should be one more note to override.
Wow.
Good. Stand by. I'm sending HEPHAESTUS back to you.
What a fight. What a fight. Yeah, the attacks were incredible. I think the strategy was good. We did some Purge Water, we did some frost damage. We could have picked up his heavy weapons, to be fair, but at that point, yeah, that was just incredible. I thought the underwater machine that we fought in Vegas was incredible, and I still think that's probably my best fight, but that was just something else. Alright, anything else to pick up? That's the question. Make sure there's nothing else. I don't think there is. I think we've got everything. So, let's go and override this. We don't know if it's over, so I'm going to restock arrows first, just in case it isn't quite over. You just never know what's going to happen next, do you? That's the thing. So, let's restock everything. I think the tear arrow's on the tail. Once we got the tear arrow on the tail, that helped massively because one of its attacks was then neutralized. But yeah. Right, let's override.
No more hiding, Hephaestus!
Right, we're going to return to Baton Vol.
Got it! Hephaestus is back in the core!
Make sure it stays there.
Trying to figure out how we get there
I'm
now.
heading back.
And then we can start the merge.
So, we are...
Because of you, Beta.
It's that way, we just got to get there. So I think we
Glad
grab...
you came along. And you.
Is that the tunnel? Ah, follow this tunnel maybe.
Couldn't have done any of this without you.
Right back at you, Aloy.
So although the plan didn't quite go to plan, it looks like we've succeeded. Zenith's nowhere to be seen so far. Hephaestus tried to survive as best it could though. I think we may have done it. Okay. They're the way over here.
Aloy, the bypass is done.
The core is stable.
Completed main quest Gemini.
Is 100% contained.
We have Hephaestus.
And we better get started with the merge. It's all set up.
Wow.
Gaia, establish the link, please.
Done.
Okay, to complete the merge, we need to excise Hephaestus' malicious code. Carefully.
Right, do I need to do anything or are they going to do it for us? I think they're doing it for us. You're not married and I've ever been and have no kids. You're still chasing tail every day. Where's that come from? Thank you, Lisa. I think we've been building and building up to this main mission because we did everything else side quest wise up to level 30. So the build up's been incredible. And with that build up and the conversations before this, there's always that worry that the quest itself will be a letdown, but that was by no way a letdown. Hephaestus tried his best to, you know, escape. He kept fighting, kept bringing it back. Beta and Aloy working in harmony to purge the code.
Look.
Should have guessed it wasn't over, shouldn't I?
Well, hello, redundant copy. You cost us quite a lot of time.
That's a hit.
Eric, get Beta.
We promised we wouldn't allow it.
And squash that bug while you're at it.
We did promise we wouldn't allow her to be taken. Good shot, wow. It's not going to kill him, but good shot, Val.
Get behind me.
Come on! Quit screwing around.
Yeah, we're having fun, right?
No. No. We did promise We wouldn't let me take them.
Finally. Tilda, get Gaia and Hephaestus ready for transport. Tilda!
I failed.
Hush. All is not lost.
Tilda! What the hell are you doing?
We did hear that Tilda wasn't quite agreeing with everyone else.
I can't even see her!
We had this thing on beta, didn't we? That Tilda wasn't completely on board with the other Zeniths. But Val, I suppose in some ways you can't go for a mission like that without someone being hurt. It's just a shame it was Val.
Beta.
That's not our room. Chills. Yeah.
Where am I?
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you. I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe. The others can't detect us here.
You mean the other Zeniths? You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
Where is she?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent danger. We must discuss how to get her back, of course, after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me. In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Breakfast? Okay.
Aloy is a bit unsure of all this. It's all a bit, I don't know, weird. All I can assume is Tilda rescued us. But was Gaia kept safe? Was Gaia taken by the Zeniths? I don't know. That's the question. More questions than we have answers, I think. Just letting everything catch up a little bit. So, new interlude. All that remains. We're going to meet Tilda upstairs. Is there anything in here to look at? You never know. Might give us some clues to where we are, maybe. Not by looks of things. I can hear something. Oh, it's a Shell Walker convoy outside. Okay, before we go any further, let us quickly spend our skills. We've got 9 skill points, so I'm just going to quickly chuck them in Machine Master. Again, we're past that point of really worrying about what we're doing in terms of skills. It's just filling them all up now. It's more the focus. I'm not too worried about what they are and what they do. There we go. All those done. I just don't like having them all sat there doing nothing. Right, is there anything in this room to look at?
What's all this for? Some kind of...
So there's showers, I believe. Yeah, is it a bunker? Tilda has taken us somewhere. I'm assuming she's going to tell us.
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain.
Examine the art. It's true. Recommend taking your time in here. But yeah, no, it's not. It might be true. It's just out of the blue. Right, I don't think we can examine that one. The pictures we can examine by looks of things. Let's have a look.
My favorite pairing. On the left is Woman Reading a Letter by Vermeer, a true master. And on the right is a forgery. Woman Reading Music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later.
So we're learning a little bit about Tilda by looking at the pictures then, which is always interesting. Can we do anything with this one? No. Assuming there's nothing to scan there. Okay, I recognise this painting. I don't know why I recognise it.
Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Selene's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn.
Okay. The Gorilla are based in Netherlands, so these are all Dutch paintings. You can interact with the paintings multiple times. Oh, really? Okay.
And why can't Selene and Endymion be together?
Selene took a vow of chastity, promising to never take a lover. So when she fell in love with Endymion, she could only visit him at night while he slept.
But then wouldn't she be breaking that vow?
Think of it as a forbidden love. Though circumstance keeps them apart, still they find a way to come together, however briefly.
Aren't Selene and Endymion cold?
Perhaps we should move on to another piece. Shall we move on?
Okay, I think that we've done everything on that one then, by the looks of things. Yeah, I did recognise that one.
I've always
Well, not so
enjoyed
much.
studying the two side by side. Both painters capture light, color, and perspective. But what makes one a masterpiece and the other simply an imitation?
The forgery looks sharper.
Good eye. The details are crisp. The contrast bold. It tells us more, and yet we feel less.
What's in the letter?
Who can say? What does the painting tell you?
She's concerned. Whatever's written in the letter troubles her. A burden she can't put down.
Fascinating.
Why go through so much effort to make a fake masterpiece?
The forger initially painted under his own name, but found little success. His work was considered unremarkable. But when he took on the guise of Vermeer, suddenly it was celebrated as extraordinary.
But it was a lie. And he knew it.
Sometimes we struggle to glean what is real and imagined, even within ourselves.
You always think these two matching paintings are a metaphor for Aloy, Beta, and Elizabeth. That's not a bad way of looking at it, actually.
The irony of these two is that Vermeer died in obscurity. He had no idea his work would become some of the most precious, most copied, most preserved pieces in all history.
The original with copies. It's not a bad shout, the metaphor, to be fair. What have we got next? I don't recognise this one either. I might recognise some.
Painting Jeremiah, a man in mourning.
Rembrandt, eh?
Mourning what?
His home. The ancient city of Jerusalem. He foresaw its impending doom, but could do nothing to prevent it. So instead, he saved its treasures from destruction, just as I saved these works. You could say we're kindred spirits.
You had Dutch neighbours who were dairy farmers. His name was Klaas Laan. I can't remember his wife's name. Oh, okay. That's quite cool. I lived in Germany for a while and would go to Holland quite a bit. And yeah, it's a nice place. The countryside in Holland is amazing.
About Jeremiah. If he knew his home would be destroyed, why didn't he save the people? Why save those relics?
He tried, but no one would listen to his warning, so he saved what he could.
But how did he know?
He was a prophet. He saw an army invade and destroy the city in a vision.
So it's more like he calculated which side would win a battle.
What matters is that he was right in the end. If not for him, all those wonders would have been lost forever. At least this way some part of his world survived. You know what I like the most about this piece? Even though he's the sole survivor, his home in ruins, left with only the remnants of his world. The light keeps the shadows at bay.
There's still hope.
Precisely.
That's quite a cool one. There's still
Take
hope.
as long as you like.
Okay, I think that's that one done. There's always hope. There is light amongst the dark. Don't recognise this one. I do recognise that one over there, though. Do this one first. He was a bit of a lump, kept stealing your dad's irrigation water. Really? Oh, wow.
A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys.
As I said, I don't think anyone knows what a monk
His face
is.
is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
Works of art such as these can often cause us to look inwards at our own lives. I'm sorry about your friend. Had I been able to intervene, I would have. But the risk of losing you as well was too great.
Everything went by in a blur. I couldn't get to him.
You know, long before holograms and focus recordings, people relied on art to memorialize their loved ones. Because of works like this painting, their lives are immortalized.
Your dad paid for it. Oh, wow. So it's proper stealing then.
Rembrandt had 4 children by his wife. All but Titus died shortly after she gave birth to them. She passed not long after that. Titus became the only family Rembrandt had.
Which is why he painted him this way.
Indeed. Then tragedy struck again. Disease claimed Titus at 26. It's almost as if Rembrandt painted the future, closing in on him. Rembrandt actually painted several portraits of Titus, but this one has always been my favorite. It's honest.
What do you mean?
In others, Titus was portrayed in brighter, livelier states, but here, Rembrandt allows himself to express his true feelings. Sorrow, fear, hope, love. Laid bare on canvas for all time. I see this one resonates deeply with you.
Okay. That's quite interesting, isn't it, though, just about Rembrandt's son? This one I recognise again. I've recognised a couple. This one I do. And I don't know why. He would divert it at the head gate, according to one they do. Oh, wow.
Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced.
She's Dutch.
It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world.
So not only is Guerrilla Games based in Holland, Tilda is Dutch as well, by the sounds of it.
The militia. They look disorganized.
Where others painted such scenes in a stiff and stationary manner, Rembrandt chose to show them in action, preparing to march. He wanted them to feel alive. You can almost hear the commotion.
Little art history lesson in a Horizon game. I didn't expect that when I played the game. No, neither did I, to be fair.
Who's the girl in the painting?
She's a strange one, isn't she?
But I like it.
Bathed in light, though no one is paying attention to her. Many believe she's a symbol of the militia. A physical manifestation of their spirit, if you will.
But she's not real?
What's real in a painting? She's meant to represent the militia's virtue and victory. But I like to think they underestimate her. She looks as if she's seen something.
She does, doesn't she?
What does she know? What secret
Spain tried like hell to keep it. Oh, really? Yeah, the girl does look like she knows something.
There's so much detail to take in, isn't there?
Right, I think that one's done as well. What do we got over here? It's a ship. Guerrilla collaborated with the local museum for this part. Don't remember what it was called. Oh, wow.
The Gust. By Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
I bet the Quen can relate to that one.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it.
Where is the ship going?
To a faraway land, most likely. My ancestors used ships like these to explore the world, sometimes at great cost.
What were they looking for?
Anything of value. They were traders willing to face unknown dangers to make their fortunes. But no matter how far they went, they always turned their sails home.
So this Van de Velde only painted ships?
It was his specialty. Following in the footsteps of his father, Willem the Elder. The two had quite a journey of their own, taking them all the way to the court of a foreign kingdom.
Did they ever come home?
No, but eventually their lives worked it. Take your time.
That is cool. I think that's all of them. I think we've done all of them. There's nothing to scan either, I don't think. But yeah, not at all what I expected to find within the game. A little art history lesson. As I say, some of these I can examine something. What can I examine? There was something I can examine here. I think it's this.
Stunning, isn't it?
I can't quite make out what it is.
Masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Van Vianen's leaded ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning. Van Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial?
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow.
Okay, so that's all the art examined, I think.
This ewer was a memorial. How did you end up with it?
As the Pharaoh swarm closed in, my homeland's greatest museum gave it to me, along with many other works, in the hope that I could preserve them. A masterpiece like this was too important to lose to history. I even considered bringing it with me off-world to ensure its safety.
Why didn't you?
I took a calculated risk. This vault seemed more secure than the unknowns of space. Besides, I thought someday I might return. A long life, after all, has its advantages. Now, lo and behold, here I am.
See, Star Trek Online is a new update, has it? I have not seen, to be fair. Oh wow, interesting to see what they've added.
Exquisite, isn't it?
Okay.
A lot of weight on his shoulders.
This is Atlas, isn't it? Meant to be holding up the world.
I should move on.
I think that's Atlas, if I remember. But he's missing the world. I think if that's what it is, what I think it is, then that's Atlas from Greek history, I believe.
She's pulling out her own hair. Out of madness, out of grief. It's hard to watch her suffer.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that one, to be fair.
Move on.
Don't know what that one is. Looks like we've done all the art. What else have we got here? Room to the left. There's more stuff in here, look at that. Okay. You can hear the machines outside, which is quite unnerving. Let's go and see Tilda then. So she's confirmed Val is dead, unfortunately. Dying Ghoul, perhaps, possibly. Yeah, I don't know. I've not noticed that one before. I'm not massively into art myself, but I've seen some different things over time.
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on HEPHAESTUS, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
So she saved us then.
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
The focus.
My old focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen
incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life. A 1,000 years at my back and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down.
Oh, his name is Frenzy, is it? Ah, okay. Interesting.
There. That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals. This process will kill every living thing on the planet.
Oh, it was an Atlas then? Ah, okay.
He calls it a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee.
He's also not a friend.
Army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Yeah. Regalla and her rebels.
Even now, she's preparing a final march on the Tallneck capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me.
Should he call Silence exceptional?
You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia.
Well, at least she has a plan. That's something.
Do I want to help you? I mean it.
From the Baconia Festival celebration, Greece and Rome. Bacchus, god of revelry and drink. Ah, cool. Well, we've got some questions to ask for a start. Yeah. The fact she calls Silence our friend is a bit weird. Surely she's seen that's not true. Right, we'll start from the beginning. Let's ask about the focus. Can you guess who Tilda is? No. From what she's said and done, all I can gather so far is she's Dutch or from the Netherlands originally. But other than that, no.
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way. Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure. When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. As I watched your life unfold, you were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead.
So I should be grateful?
If you like.
She's very to the point. She's not talking in riddles or anything like that, is she? She's very to the point. I've watched the Matrix movies, bar the newest one. Oh, so she's a voice actress. Oh, okay.
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Oh, wow, okay.
Well, start with your life on Earth.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
Oh. So we're a lot alike, huh?
There's a similarity, isn't there?
You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First, from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries. Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy.
Wow.
But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
So Far Zenith recruited her, by the looks of things. Carrie Ann Moss, Neo's girlfriend Trinity. Ah, okay. No, I didn't recognise her, to be fair. So there's similarities between her upbringing and Aloy's in terms of being ostracised, losing parents, but yet she still made something of herself, and Far Zenith recruited her.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future. One where we need not fear illness or death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a birth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
So she knew Elizabeth because she wanted Liz to go with them.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters until it was too late?
I knew some of them were, certainly. It wasn't until we were off-planet that I understood the true scope of their greed. I was grateful to simply be alive, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality. It wasn't life. It was stultifying, a pampered dream state. As the decades passed, I withdrew more and more, alone yet again, but this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Far Zenith's original vision. A better future for humanity.
I'd say she's telling the truth. I'll give you that. But there's always that bit that makes me think, can she be trusted? Multi-millionaires thinking of saving their own hide and influencers. That's the world, though, isn't it? If the world was going to end in a week's time, all the rich would go. They wouldn't stay and help others. It's just not their way, is it? That's the thing.
You said Beta is not in urgent danger, so what are the Zeniths doing to her?
Putting her to work. Merging HEPHAESTUS with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know. They will compel her if need be. But her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Aloy does still seem skeptical.
Need her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine.
I think Aloy's
He always
past
viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of kindness towards her.
has always made her
That's why
skeptical
I
of people,
created
hasn't
the
it?
data channel. A virtual place where we could speak in peace.
In some ways, I think the best way of survival is to be skeptical. Never trust immediately. You know, that's the way she's been brought up. That's the way she has to be. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos would do right on top of it. Definitely would be.
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it.
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes. Though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
Well, she felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
She makes a good argument, to be fair, of why she did what she did to Beta by cutting her off. She does make a good argument. They do both already have spaceships, yes, absolutely. Gerard is very Bezos Musk-esque.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place. Not just for me, but for the art stored below. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her.
So she was trying to make her more human.
I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Tilda was trying to make Beta feel more human and more emotions, I suppose, in a way. How do we really know that both have not already built spaceships to leave? That's a good point, we don't. But then we wouldn't even know. The rich would know about the end of the world before we did. That's the thing. He's ready to colonise Mars. Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while. There's a lot of issues, though, surrounding that, isn't there? Right, let's find out about Zenith's plan. I'm curious about Silence as well.
Beta told me your colony was destroyed. That you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true. After we reached our destination, a planet in the Sirius star system, we spent decades building a new home. The physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of mortality, gone. To think of what we could have done with it. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in effortless comforts and virtual realities. It took a cataclysm to finally yank us out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late to stop it. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, the only safe harbor left to us.
Which you decided to make unsafe for anyone else.
Not me. Gerard. He believes it's better to wipe the canvas clean than work around the smudges. No more primitive tribes, no more combat machines, only a blank slate to do with as he pleases. But we will stop him. All we have to do is get into that base.
She's put a lot of blame on Gerard, isn't she? This is interesting, because could it be a double bluff? Is it really her plan? Is this a trick to try and get Aloy to do something that they need done, maybe? I don't know. Eric Visser has to be based on Eric Prince, a military business CEO. Okay. Elon wants to nuke the entire planet of Mars, start the channel. Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces. I try not to read too much about it, to be fair. I think a lot of it is just hearsay, though, that's the thing. Right, let's find out a bit more about the Zenith base.
What exactly is your plan to sneak into the Zenith base?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits.
It's a plan that I always use as well, to be fair.
In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation. A passage that only I can access.
Any new room or building, I know the exits
Silence
quite quickly.
flings his army at the base. We will enter through this back door, bypassing most of the fighting. The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue Beta and Gaia.
That's normally a military thing to do, is to know your exits. Which is a bit weird considering... Well, she was a spy, so I suppose it makes sense in terms of training. That would be her thought process.
Once we're inside the base, where will we find Beta and Gaia?
Here, in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all of its subordinate functions, including HEPHAESTUS.
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
A simple matter of recovery, once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have everything we need to make this world as it should be.
It's also a PTSD thing to always be aware of exits. Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that, to be fair. But yeah, no, I know. There's a few things I do that are linked to that diagnosis, to be fair. And no matter how much you try not to, you just can't help it. It's weird. Right, she was calling Silence as our friend, and that worries me a little bit, because he isn't our friend, we know this. He's betrayed us a couple of times now. So let's see what she has to say about him. Because it comes across like she's spoken to him. That's the interesting thing.
How do you know about Silence's plan?
He isn't the only one adept at spyware.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But his subordinates? Not so much. He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded the Sons.
Oh, nothing to be sorry for, Lisa. It's not a problem.
The
It's
ones
not,
working with
I've
Regalla.
talked about it before. It's
By
not a big
tapping
deal.
their focuses, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tallneck rebels, and
So yeah,
the
no need to be
secret
sorry
pact
at all.
with Regalla to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down your shields?
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out, but however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work. With it and the Tallneck army, victory seems to be within his grasp. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
So, she doesn't quite know how he managed to defeat one of the Zeniths and take down their shield. Which is surprising she doesn't know how he did it. But yet she's confident it will work. How can you be confident if you don't know how it happened? Tilda is based on Hillary Clinton, really? You don't think so? Tilda doesn't have a lot in common with Clinton. I think that's a bit of a stretch. Other than they are both blonde. Okay. Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit of a stretch.
Regalla's only interested in killing Hekarro and waging war on the Karja. What does she have to gain by attacking Zeniths?
It's the price she must pay for her war. Without the ability to override machines, her little rebellion would have languished in the desert.
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hekarro.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle.
Oh, it's a Reddit post that said,
without ever
okay.
knowing who the Sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still he underestimates you. That blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tallneck are cut down outside.
Yeah, see, Aloy was always thinking of the losses over what they could gain. And Tilda seems very confident without knowing things, which is a worry. Right, how well did she really know Elizabeth?
So you knew Elizabeth. What was she like?
Liz was everything she was. I see in you. And more. Your ingenuity, your determination, your moral compass.
Well, they're arguing on the Reddit post, were they?
Her greatest qualities and make them your own.
I'm not asking about me. Tell me about Elizabeth. What was she really like?
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like that from the moment we met.
That tells me that she didn't trust her. If you're not going to be open and honest to someone, that says you don't trust them, and if you don't trust them, there's an issue. Especially when it comes to Elizabeth. I don't really care for the Clintons. I have too many opinions against them. Fair enough.
So when you met Elizabeth, she was what? Distant? Aloof?
Not aloof. Not exactly. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning. A touchy subject in those days. Because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AIs. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated environmental reclamation. But in her address, she was just starting to imagine the next step. An AI-driven system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
To care about life. Not just follow orders.
That's quite cool.
Revolutionary stuff. I was fascinated. And I wanted to meet her for a long time. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. But after that, she retreated. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all of her admirers. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned my approach carefully.
You simply don't like her. She's too full of herself. I can't give an opinion. I don't know enough about her to really give an opinion, to be fair.
So how did you finally approach Elizabeth after her talk?
I picked the right moment. The morning of the next day, right as she came back to the conference, she had just had her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it wasn't, but she was very welcoming. Almost as if we were previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized she knew exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and I took great pains to protect my anonymity. So that was Liz, perpetually one step ahead. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far better than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling.
Okay. Well, things to ask. So the next thing to do is there must be another way, which will continue on the actual story. You're disgusted with American politics. As I said, I don't know enough about it. I see bits and pieces in the media, but I've never looked into it. I don't know enough to really comment too much on it, to be fair. Right, there must be another way. Where will this take us?
First Varl. Now Hikaru and the Tallnecks. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't.
You want to live in Outer Mongolia and live in a
Remember
yurt
Zero
and raise
Dawn?
yaks. That's quite cool.
Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die.
The table does look out of place, doesn't it? Doesn't work with the greenery behind it.
If it looks impossible, look deeper.
Aloy's thinking about the greater cost. But Tilda doesn't seem to care too much about
The
that.
data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tallnecks survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it.
Aloy putting her foot down. Standing up for what she believes is right. Okay. There's Beta. Oh well, I wouldn't have to worry about American politics. That's a good point.
What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of HEPHAESTUS will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, poor thing, yeah.
Can you hear me?
It's like torture. Her biggest fear was being isolated on her own.
They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra projection for long. You should have killed me.
So we agreed to do. We
No.
agreed to kill her if they took her.
Look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge.
to give a serious thought about moving to Japan. Japan's a cool place. It looks really good.
I think it can be done.
I'll contact again when it's time. Can you hold on?
As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
That belief that keeps Beta going. Yeah, visa's probably the hardest thing to get, isn't it, though?
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Silent's army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regalla and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister.
Oh yeah, you've got to try.
Will be Silent's only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later. But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regalla's rebellion. From the air.
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tallneck.
It's like
the
a scorpion.
ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regalla's army and they'll receive quite a surprise.
That's cool. That is very cool.
So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring silence to the table.
Not if. When.
Aloy is confident. Tilda, not so much. Aloy calling Beta her sister. What a moment it was.
Erend, are you there?
Aloy! Aloy, is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
Yeah, genetically identical.
We're back at base. What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
So yeah, genetically, yes, I think they are the exact same. But I don't know if it's any more than just genetically. Okay, there is something above us. There's a metal flower up here. Which we need to get into there. Okay, there's something there as well. Let's get some. I want to try and do the metal flower while we're here. As I think.
Just to let you know, I'm now patched into your focus network.
Great. I take it the other Signus can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering. I've sent you data on the Horus energy cells you can use against Regalla's forces. Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood.
Okay. Duplicates. Yeah, I think so. So this is the data point about the Horus energy cells. Let's have a quick look at this. All Fast Bore 7 Horus combat platforms include EMP cells. So EMP, for those that don't know, normally knock off electrics. When they go off, all the electrics in a certain area are down. And the part of their arsenals acquiring and deploying one shouldn't be too difficult. But we'll get to that in a moment. The bigger issue is activation. Barring extraordinary circumstance, such as interference from Hades, as you experienced last year, all Horus munitions are inert, deactivated by Minerva's decryption regime during the 21st and 22nd centuries. To render these EMPs operational, we'll have to skirt those efforts. I've devised a way to do so without causing unwanted repercussions. A bespoke code signal that should enable all land only such device in the vicinity. I've transferred it to your focus. All you have to do now is send it out. The Zero Dawn communications relay should do the trick. I believe you refer to them as Tallnecks. I've chosen one 48th century located now marked in your HUD. Simply override it as you would normally, and my signal will automatically transmit every EMP on every Horus within a 500 kilometer radius. come online. So I'm assuming that's a Tallneck that's been locked for most of the game. Onto acquisition and deployment. Horus units manufactured EMPs in their fabrication bays and subsequently loaded them onto their multi-purpose appendages for tentacles, if you like. Because the cells weren't designed to be detachable, enabling them to be fired or thrown at enemy forces, their fittings should be quite light. Sorry, they were designed to be detachable. The only way to attain them would be through the air, but it sounds like you already have that covered. When you reach one, it should come loose with a hardy yank, rust or corrosion notwithstanding. There is no need to prime the cell as they are designed to trigger on impact. Once you have one, all you need to do is drop it in the target area. I'm sure Regalla and her minions will enjoy the experience. Okay. Right, there is a metal flower. Like I said, I'm here because I want that metal flower. That wasn't what I wanted to do. There's a metal flower here, and there's also some legendary stuff through there. So if we can get the metal flower, I think we'll get the legendary stuff. Am I high enough for that? Don't know. That's a no. Let's try this again. I think I'm jumping the wrong way. Right, can't go anywhere there. Can jump this way. That'd be a better decision. Drop down. Okay. So metal flower is down there. I think that's the one I need to hit, and that will open up this bit here inside, which will give us access to the legendary whatever it is inside. Go get your bird, you can fly. We can fly, can we? Oh wow. Before we get the metal flower, let's have a look at the new quest. So Wings of the 10. We've got to return to the base first. That's the Wings of the 10, I think, isn't it? Souvenir, Desert Clan. So I'm assuming that is us heading to that's the Wings of the 10. We have to go and lay Val to rest. Right, so like I said, while we're here, let's grab this metal flower just because there's legendary items within it. I'm just going to try and work out how to get to it. So the metal flower is there. We need to get down to it, I think. We have to go up to get down though. So that's the way we came up because we couldn't get to the metal flower otherwise. I don't think we could. Yeah, so it's in that room there. There's legendary stuff in there, I don't know what. But I thought, while we're here, let's grab it. So I've got to find a way to there. So there must be a way down, I think. Or a way in. Via another level, possibly. Can you shoot the glass roof? Back at base. Yeah, we'll head there once we've got this metal flower. Acid Bella back. Don't fall down. Don't tell me I've got stuck and I now can't get back in there. Okay. Don't fall. Aloy, thank you. Can we shoot the glass? So there's solar panels, I would have said, or yeah, to this point. You're thinking this glass. By the looks of it. Just trying to find the way in. Once we get the way in, we're okay. Must be something out here, I would have said. What have we got? Could possibly be the way. Onto the roof. Is it below us here, maybe? There's a climb point there. I wonder if it's dropping down there. Over the edge. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Okay. That was the wrong edge, wasn't it? That's the way we were before. I think I've come in the wrong side. Didn't quite work to go to plan, did it? Let's have another look. So easy to get disorientated and go the wrong way. I thought it was there. Metal flower was there. So over the edge. This is the edge. Oh, there's an edge here we can hang. This is the way, isn't it? In this way. Metal flower. There we go. Other side. You couldn't find it either. We found it now. Obviously, I wasn't looking for the drop down point, and obviously there was a yellow bar there with the drop down point. Thank you for your help, Noel. Much appreciated. We found it at least. That's a tricky one to get to. I bet there's nothing of usefulness here either. No. Ancient sculptures, but other than that, that's about it. What is that? New data point. So this is a data point, Rotterdam 2033. Cyber attack by far-right anti-migrant group Pure Action Europe reversed key instructions on the city's new storm surge barriers, rendering them fully open during a massive extratropical cyclone. So this is what happened when Tilda was a child and her parents were killed then. The resulting flood cascaded through the city in a matter of minutes, effectively wiping it from the face of Earth. I was one of the lucky ones to recall survivor Tilda Vandermeer, who was 8 at the time of the attack. My family was wealthy. We had a watertight vault for some of our most precious belongings. My father locked me inside when he went to look for my mother, so I waited there in silence as the waters rose, praying every moment that my parents would return. They never did. As horrible as that sounds, Tilda was lucky indeed. In addition to her parents, the flood killed more than 100,000 people, including approximately 40,000 climate refugees from. So 40,000 refugees from another country had come there as climate refugees and yet perished because of a far anti-migrant group. Wow. So at least it shows Tilda was telling the truth, I suppose, as well in that regard. Okay, I don't think that there's anything else here to look at, or is that it? I think we've got everything. I believe we have got everything now. So if that's the case, we need to head back to base. So we're here currently. There is a Widemore site over there. There's a campfire just here. Heading back to base is our only really way forward, isn't it? I think this is the Tallneck we're going to use. That's my guess, because it's been locked for the majority of the game. Let's hope our 2030 is not as bad as it was in Horizon Lore. Oh, absolutely. Imagine if it is. That'll, you know, be a completely different challenge to everyone, wouldn't it? Right. I can fast travel because I've got the ability. I can spend the fast travel packs to actually get out of base now, can't I? I was going to go and hit the cauldron, but I don't really need to. We've got plenty of fast travel packs, so let's do that. The area the game is set in is having a serious drought, just like game said. Oh, absolutely. Right, we're going to fast travel back to base. That's what it wants us to do. I'll go back. I want us to go in the other side. Oh yeah, the same thing's happening now. It is indeed. There was severe drought in places every year. Even in the UK, in the UK every year we're told it's getting hotter and hotter, and that is obvious by our weather patterns. So I'll see if there's got any new stuff. Not really, I don't think. Okay, she wants to give us some information, so we'll quickly sit down and grab this, or at least it will highlight somewhere new, and then we're going to crack on, get into base, and
a caravan of Oseram made camp in the still sands south.
Lay Val to rest, I suppose.
We've tolerated them so far, but their leader's a greedy profiteer, and he's bringing in all kinds of supplies from no man's land. They'd better hope our commander doesn't decide to supply them with a swift death instead.
I'm sure there's
the war that happened. Yes, the climate war, wasn't it?
I should check about Griff and his crew.
Well, we can actually do a save here. Well, we should really do that. The Hot Zone Crisis. Yeah, I didn't know the actual name of it, but it was the climate war, I believe, wasn't it? Okay, we're back at base. This is going to be interesting to see how Aloy deals with the fact that obviously Vard is gone. Zoe, how is Zoe going to deal with it as well? That's the other thing. There's so many people have lost Val. This is going to be a very interesting and probably somber conversation, I would have said. There we go.
When you're wounded, you have to strike back. Draw blood.
Hey! Can't I get 1 damn minute to mourn my friend?
Regalla is going to slaughter my tribe to overthrow Hikaru. The Zeniths have Beta and Gaia. We can't sit around wallowing in our losses.
Kotallo's right. We must fight.
Oh, all right. So what are we gonna do, huh? Take on all of Regalla's rebels?
Not to mention the Zeniths. What can we even do? Throw ourselves at their base?
Something like that. So...
Enemy like me just dried up right now. You swam in it. Oh, we probably did. Yeah, I can't remember all the places we've been. To be fair.
To Gemini. What happened? The recording we found on Varl's focus cut off when that Zenith, Eric.
The Zeniths were tracking Hephaestus. When Gaia trapped it in Gemini, they knew where we were. After Varl tried to stop them. They took Beta and Gaia. I only survived because one of the Zeniths turned against the others to save me.
One of them? Well... at least we didn't lose you too. So
it's almost gone in game, is it?
We're going to defeat the Zeniths. And get Beta and Gaia back. But first... we're going to stop Regalla.
How?
Back in Gemini, Beta gave me... a gift. There's something I need to do first to make it work, but it could put an end to the bloodshed.
Word is, Regalla's readying her army for an all-out assault on the Grove. I need to be there.
I know. Go. Stand with Hikaru. And keep an eye on the sky.
Strike true as the 10.
Keep an eye on the sky.
The rest of you, whatever preparations you need to make, upgrades, resupplies, get on it. It won't be long before we take the fight to the Zeniths.
We'll be ready, Aloy. And when you're ready, meet me outside the east exit. I'd like to have a word in private.
Even when things are darkest, you're the flame that lights the way forward.
Just tell me one thing. Am I gonna get to smash up a bunch of Zenith bastards?
We all are.
Good.
Aaron can only deal with things one way, and his way is fighting, isn't it?
Before I do anything else, I should check on Zoe. It sounded important.
Does sound important. We need to go and speak to Zoe then. She's super determined. She is. I think the death of Varl obviously has got her going in one direction, hasn't it? It's made her realise this is what she's got to do. And they all are, yeah. I think you lose someone you're close to, it's going to then focus you, isn't it? That's the thing. We can search the supply cache, grab a few things from there. A canal is supposed to be built from the mountains to refill it. Oh, wow. It'll be like the LA Aqueduct. That's quite cool. There's a conversation in here with
It's all going to be
Alva.
We can't give up now.
You look busy.
See what she needs to say.
Are a good distraction, especially after Cauldron Gemini.
But we've got to go and meet Zoe as well.
Beta, Gaia, gone. And that's just the beginning. The Zeniths want to rob us of our future too.
We won't let that happen.
Okay, we've got a few questions we can ask. I didn't know about this, to be fair. But we're here, we may as well ask the question. I didn't actually realise what time it is. We're flying through today's stream.
How are you holding up?
Varl's loss is heavy on everyone's mind. I didn't know him well, but I can see how much he meant to the others. Zoe and Erend seem to have taken to it the
Probably from
hardest,
Aloy's base.
but I don't quite know what to say to them.
They need time to sort through it.
And what about you? Will time heal your wounds?
I don't know. I try not to think about it.
She's not really had time to mourn, has she? Instead, she's focused her mind instead.
Seems like everyone's ready to take the fight to the enemy.
Kotallo more than most. If I were this Regalla, I wouldn't want to cross him on the battlefield.
Regalla still has a lot of machines on her side.
That's where you come in, I
Back called it the Gaia Canal. I like that. That's quite cool.
So, all of the tribes here are new to you?
Yes. I've been studying up on them. The most fascinating one thus far has been the Tallneck, an entire culture based on the holograms of an ancient museum. There's much they've misinterpreted. Not
We kind of said that they'd misinterpreted things, didn't we?
Still, there's a nobility to what they've become. They're honorable and fearless.
And deadly.
This was confirmation that we thought the images from the museum is what they've focused their tribes upon. And some of that has been misinterpreted, so that's confirmation of that, really. In reality, that's the nearest mountain water point if you look at Google Map. Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Tilda, the Zenith that Beta mentioned, she was the one who rescued me.
Did she say why?
She knew Elizabeth Sobek. Seems to think helping me is honoring her in some way. She was willing to share information on both Silence's plans and the other Zeniths.
But you still don't trust her.
Of course not.
Where I come from, the more valuable the knowledge shared, the higher the price extracted. I'd be careful if I were you, Aloy.
Okay, I think we're done.
I should get going.
We need to go and see Zoe.
My signal, okay?
I won't let you down.
See what... I'm guessing it's something to do with Val.
And I haven't forgotten about the data on Leviathan.
Yeah, we need
I'll
that
let
to
you know when I
Leviathan.
get back to landfall.
I think that's going to be after this, obviously. We're not... I don't think it's going to be first and foremost in her mind to go and achieve now. I think definitely the first thing she needs to do is actually go and take it to everyone else. What I'm actually looking for is our room for our stash. It's not that one. Mainly because I want to refill everything. Which one's our room? This is our room, and there's our stash. I just want to make sure we refill everything before we head out, just because I'm not sure what we've got and what we haven't, so it's just easier to restock. I was currently I looked it up. It's a point where Aloy's base is. He was curious. That's quite cool, though. There is another conversation to have with Erend here, so we'll quickly have that before we go and see Zoe. See how he's getting on. He just wants revenge, doesn't he? Go get your wings. I'm going to. I like to get the conversations done because it makes sense
go fight some
now rather than later.
Wanted to check in with you first.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm just, picking up the pieces like everyone else. I'll be there when you need me.
Upgrade your spear.
I never doubted that.
Oh.
I didn't know you could.
Good. I'm glad you're back.
So am I.
There is that connection between them, isn't there? You can't get away from the way they look at each other.
Do you think Zoe will be okay?
I don't think anyone's ever okay after losing the one they love. I can't tell you she's handling it better than I ever did. That keeps the rest of us level-headed.
Yeah, can you upgrade? Didn't know you. We know you could upgrade your gear in the first game. I've not heard anything about upgrading your spear in this one, though. I've not seen anything about it.
I know you hate waiting, but you'll have to stay back here a little longer.
Well, you go do what you gotta do, but are you okay? It's not just Varl we lost. Beta's gone. I almost lost it when I realized my sister had been taken by Dervahl back in the Sundom.
I'm getting her back. That's all that matters.
Understood.
Okay, there we go.
I need to get going.
You better get there before Kotallo tries to take on Regalla's entire army by himself. Yeah, do me a favor. Don't go disappearing on us again.
There's a connection there. Part of me hopes that, when this is all said and done, they actually do settle down together. You know, I really do hope that's the case with them two. It was really sweet too how Aloy called Erend first after speaking with Tilda, and his relief when he asked. It was indeed. You can. It's there, but they both know there's something bigger that has to be done first. That's the thing, isn't it? That's probably the only thing keeping them apart. It's in a room at your base behind you. Really? That's Zoe and Val's room. There is a workbench. See, weapons doesn't ever come up with spear. Haven't got what we need for the outfit upgrade. We have got a pouch upgrade I wasn't aware of. Which pouch have we got an upgrade for? The shredder satchel can now be upgraded, so let's do that quickly. I didn't know we could. We need moonfish skin. That's the next thing. Okay. So room at your base behind you. You can upgrade your spear for machine overrides. Am I being really silly about that? I feel like I'm missing something from that conversation. Oh, got you. The override. I've never even thought of doing this. All these times we could have done this, I didn't actually think about it. Craft the override to unlock the ability to override this machine in the wilds. Yeah, I'd never even thought about this. I knew it was there, but because we couldn't do it when we first got here, I've just forgotten all about it. So we can override everything apart from the ploughhorn, I believe, because I haven't got the ploughhorn primary nerve. I completely forgot about this. So let's craft the override for that one. That's done. I'll do the ones we can do now, so at least they're done. Obviously, we'll have to wait to do the ploughhorn. There's two we can't do yet. Mainly because we haven't done many cauldrons, to be fair. But yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I'd been here and seen it. I'd seen the fabrication terminal, but never actually gone back to it all this time. Because overriding machines has never been our playstyle, it's never really mattered. So yeah, I completely forgot. Thanks for the reminder, though. I just didn't think about it. Right, we're going to go and see Zoe and see how she's doing. Obviously, she's lost Val. I'm hoping Aloy at some point gets a chance to mourn, because she needs that. Give it a quick save over here as well, if we can. Okay. Look at this. That's quite cool.
Chill air's prickling my lungs.
There's a space that Zoe's created by the looks of it on the mountaintop. And this must be
over here, Aloy.
A memorial. Let's have a look.
We would come out here to tend to the garden. Sometimes I needed fresh air. Other times we would simply sit and watch the sunrise. So when we returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting that he be laid to rest here. Now he can always look out at Plainsong and further east to the Nora sacred lands.
He would have liked that.
He often spoke of his sister, Bala.
The view to the east is incredible.
He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms
Sure, I'm going back to I'll leave.
tie them to her spear. Their mother called it useless, but Bala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the flower. Gathered its seeds. As verdant limbs wither, roots rot in snow, still the sea rises, as certain as stone. From death follows new life. So it is with the land. And so it is with us. I'm with child, Aloy.
Oh, wow.
I was going to tell him when he got back from Gemini. Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms and watch the sunrise.
I never got to tell him. To thank him. For saving my life, sure, but also for not giving up on me.
He always knew.
There's been a lot of emotional moments in this. A lot more than was in Zero Dawn, I think. Where Aloy's connection to others is so apparent.
I promise to look after them.
This is also the reason that I try and do all the conversations the minute they're available. Because if we hadn't spoken to Varl and had the conversations with him...
I'll try to visit again when I can. But for now, I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear.
Done it.
Then
Might
I'll
not
use it
done
on
it.
the Sunwing and get ready for an entrance Regalla will never forget.
So that's, we've got to craft a Sunwing override. But yeah, that's why I do the conversations as soon as they become available. Because if we hadn't, before we left for Gemini, we now would have missed the whole conversation with Varl and all that side of things. So it's nice to get them done, so at least you don't miss out on them. And that was part of my worry. I wasn't expecting someone to die, but at the same time, I didn't want to lose out on something that we couldn't get back. You could always use a good engineer. Yeah. It's just one of the things I never thought about. It's a very emotional moment. As I say, I think this game has a lot more emotional moments than Zero Dawn had in it. Aloy's grown. Her connection to people has changed somewhat from being the outcast of the Nora to what she is now. And with that, obviously, her emotions have changed as well.
I'm gonna clean my gear later. I can do yours if you want.
It's interesting to see that growth, I think. That's the big thing. Right, let's craft a Sunwing in the fabrication terminal I forgot even existed. No cost for this one. That is done. Okay.
Override installed. Now to find a Sunwing.
Oh, Zoe has something else to talk about. Let's quickly speak to Zoe. I can extend the stream today if we need to by a little bit. I'm going to be a bit careful, but we can do a little bit extra. I don't know how long this is going to take.
It'll help us take the fight to the Zeniths?
Yes.
Then I'll make sure the rest of us are ready upon your return.
Okay.
That's why, if you listen to background conversations too, that's why I always have subtitles on. So even if, you can still see what people are saying around you. Right, there's 3 questions to ask about, or 3 things to talk about, and then we're off. Oh, they would snipe and annoy each other now. They're a bit more somber. Aaron's on about cleaning his weapons more. He's ready for a fight, isn't he? He wants payback.
How's Aaron doing?
For a moment there, he thought he'd lost both you and Varl. But he never truly succumbed to despair. Guess that Oseram's stubbornness comes in handy sometimes.
I suppose it's that sense of he has to look after a memory of Val now. I think that's why Aaron's taken that kind of view.
We'll be facing Spectre drones soon. Aaron and Catalo have fought them before, so...
Already asked them to run us through some combat drills. Aaron moves like an oaf, but he's good with that hammer.
Okay, one last thing, and then we can go.
I know we both want to make the Zeniths pay for what they've done, but once we infiltrate their base, our priority will be to get Gaia and Beta out of there.
Don't worry. I won't go seeking revenge like some blood-crazed Tallneck. Wherever your arrow strikes, mine will follow.
Let's hope we hit our targets.
Let's hope we do indeed. I think that's one of the more amazing things as well, Lisa. You know, Aaron is now taking care of this, speak gently to each other.
Whatever you plan on doing against Regalla, you better return to us in one piece.
I'll try.
It's the changes to the people once you've done certain parts of the story, you know, the way they talk to each other and all that stuff changes immensely based on what's happened. And I think that's really cool to see. A lot of times in some games that's ignored. You don't see that change in their temperament and how they feel and talk and stuff. Whereas this actually focuses you in on that, which I think is really good. Aaron and you are not done yet, more to go. What do you mean? There's no conversation left with them, they're all done.
Okay, I need to find a Sunwing to override.
Right, we need a Sunwing.
Better head up the mountain.
Let's head up. Yeah, all the conversations Aaron were done. Unless you mean there's more to come later on. Oh, mission. I've done his mission. The rebel camp mission we've done. Unless there's another one. Don't fall. Thank you. Right, we've got to override these then, don't we? It's that one there we need to override. She might need to sneak up. Yeah, so we did the errand mission with the rebel camps yesterday. That's what we did yesterday's stream. It's alright, it happens. So yeah, that's already finished.
Good. There's Sunwings up here. We'll have to approach them quietly.
I was going to say, we need to sneak up, don't we, for this? I don't know what happens if I get seen, but obviously I don't want to get seen.
Its wings look like they can catch the sunlight.
That's alright, no worries. I don't remember anything after stuff either. You lot reminded me a lot of the time of stuff that I've completely forgotten about. Right, we sneak up to this, we can override, and I believe we can fly. Definitely a first for Aloy, isn't it? Look at that. Do I have to, I've got to control it. Okay. Hold X to fly forward. We are flying. How cool is that? Barrel roll, tap triangle.
Whoa. Head rush. Tilda, I'm in the air.
We are in the air.
You want to pick up an energy cell on one of the ancient Horus Titans. But first you must send out a pulse to activate them. I've sent you the necessary software.
So this is the Tallneck that's been locked the whole game.
Override one of the communication machines you refer to as Tallnecks. There's one in the middle of the desert that should do nicely.
There is indeed.
On it.
So it's that Tallneck there. That's the one we came to before and couldn't get to. It's just incredible. Look at the view as well when you're flying. The wings, the movement. It's just no matter how much we've done within this game, it's the level of detail that I still get amazed by even now. It's just incredible. Right, I don't know how we're going to do this.
There's the Tallneck. Need to get on top of its head.
So tap circle to slow down and hover in place. R1 to ascend, R2 to descend. Okay, so we need to get above it and hover in place and then descend, I believe.
How to land this thing.
You can glide for a certain point, then press X to fly. Okay. Don't do that, don't do that. Why is it going down? I want to ascend. Thank you. I'm being attacked as well, which isn't helpful. R2 to land, there we go. It's a bit of an awkward thing to try and do, to be fair. No, complete surprise. I had no recollection we could fly. Because we always go into everything blind, I've stayed away from everything to do with this. So I had no clue whatsoever.
Okay, Tilda. I've overridden
Trophy
the
achieved, all Tallnecks Overridden.
And the energy cells are now primed. Simply pick one up on a Horus. The nearest one should be northwest of your position.
Graphics are definitely better than 8% of games. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, complete surprise. Because we always go in blind, I do as much as possible to avoid any spoilers and stuff. Using something called summon to your current position. We can summon the Sunwing to our current position. There we go. It's there. Pick us up.
Whoa!
We're up. We're away. Okay, we're heading this way. Got the energy cell. So why is it we always go down when I'm trying to press X to go forward? I don't know if me controlling it is a little bit off, maybe. We've got a long way to go for that Horus cell, haven't we? Where are I? It seems a long way, but it's probably not. You was always hinting you could fly from the beginning. I know you were, and I thought you was winding me up, to be honest. I didn't actually take it that seriously. Obviously we know different. So why is it every time I try and do X, it goes down?
I need to help him look for that missing kid.
Oh yeah, we gotta look for that missing child at some point. I don't know why I can't fly straight. Because X is meant to be fly straight, isn't it? That's hover in place. I don't know why I can't get to work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Hold X. Oh, it's X. It just keeps going so low though. I was trying to avoid going low all the time, but every time I press X it just goes down. Yeah, every time I press X it goes downwards. I don't want to do that.
Maybe. Heading for the grove.
We are still moving, it's okay, it's just annoying. I feel like I'm missing something. No. No, just left and right. R1 to get higher, yeah. But every time I press X, see the rebels. Are they rebels? They are rebels. I'll Tremor Tusk as well. Yeah, I just can't. I don't know what it is. Every time I go down, every time I press X, it goes down. I don't want to go down. I want to stay high, but I want to fly forward. And yes, it is flying, but obviously it'd be quicker if I could make it move a bit better. Oh, we are being seen. Obviously, I'm not too worried about fighting them. Paddles to stay high, yeah, R1, but every time I press X, it goes down rather than just going straight. I don't know what it is. It may be something I'm not doing quite right. I don't know. Let's keep going higher. We're nearly there. We're landing on the back of this, aren't we, I think, by the looks of things. Yeah, just X on its own goes... Oh, no, it doesn't. No, I think because I was holding it, it was going down. Thumb controls, yeah, no, it's me. And my lack of control, I think. There we go, so that's what we're after. Stop. So how do we... We're here. pick up.
Got the cell. Now on to the Grove.
Yeah, so it was me and my controls, I think. I wasn't controlling it correctly.
Tallneck should have reactivated all the energy cells in the region.
So if I just press X, it now flies. That's fine, yeah. I think I was holding it down.
Even after I deal with Regalla.
Yeah, now I got it. If you're not pressing it, if you're not holding it, it works better. Now we're flying. Cooking on gas, as they say. Thank you for the like, it was much appreciated. So we probably will extend a little bit, just because we've only got about 15 minutes of the planned stream left, and obviously I don't know how much more we need to do before we get to a save point. I think, well, at the point, there's no more streams this week, so I would like to do at least this next part. I want to drop this energy cell at Memorial Grove. I want Regalla to know what's happening. I don't know if we'll get to the Zenith base today. That's the big thing. We are flying, look at that. We're seen by someone. I don't know what. Okay. We're getting there. You got a big fight coming. Oh, okay. It's like we're actually flying. The fact this is even a mechanic within the game. So not only did they add swimming in the game, they added in flying as well. The concern now is, though, if there is a third game at some point, how do you make it better? Obviously, I'm not 100% gushing over it. I think there are issues, there are things I don't like, the food being one of them. I think the food is kind of pointless. But there is so much they've done that's done really well as well. I think that's the big thing. Right, we're nearly there. Flying isn't exactly fast, that's the only other thing I would say. Doesn't seem to be fast. Well, you think we need another 30 minutes probably before we can stop? That's fine, that's not too bad. That's how I say, we can extend a little bit. But even the views. The view of the land is incredible. Okay, where do we need to go? That's the question. We're not. So we're in the area, so we've got to keep going. We're looking for where the campfire is, I believe. There we go. Auto did it for us. No, there's not many stuff that I want coming out, to be fair, anytime soon. Look at this. This is a big army from Regalla as well. Tremor tusks. We know how tough they are to fight.
Regalla's inside. Hikara will soon be dead. It's all over, Chaplain.
I don't think so.
Here goes.
That's our EMP. That's a way to neutralise an army. Flying on the winds of the 10, indeed.
Is that... It's Aloy!
The wings. Yeah, I said what you put, but yeah, wings.
The tide has turned. Push through!
Amazing that it's happening with the Sky Clan being there as well. Right, that's Regalla. We need to deal with her. If people didn't appreciate Aloy and what she's done for all the tribes before today, they're going to be amazed with what she can do now.
On your knees, and I'll give you the death you didn't have the spine to give me.
Oh, that wasn't Regalla running in.
They're down!
Just a soldier. There's Regalla.
All of them! They're down!
What? There's a little bit of a smirk there.
Regalla!
That's how it's possible. That's what a way to impress them. Exactly. That is one hell of a way to impress them.
Enough bloodshed. Let's settle this. You and me.
Easy to say when you're atop a machine.
Well, that was just to get your attention. I don't need any help to take you down.
Okay.
Fine. I accept your challenge.
One-on-one.
And once I'm done with you, I'll get to finish the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
The duel is set. Let none interfere.
I was hoping for a bigger space, to be fair. Okay.
Okay, here we go then.
I can't heal. I can heal. Just realised I've got the wrong arrows on still. I've got them. What we need is acid. We have found out previously against humans, acid is definitely the way forward. And that's the way to do it there. We'll use every advantage we can. And if that means taking off as much of our armour and that kind of stuff, we will. But the acid worked really well there. I missed there. Trying to get the shot in. Oh, that nicely done, that. See, it is corrosive on our armour, which is what we're aiming for. She is very fast. Probably one of the toughest enemies that Aloy's had to face before.
Alright, so that's how it's gonna be.
That is left of your story.
So tear damage is good at removing armour. Okay. Just blowing up all the things we're hiding behind. Acid again though. We can use distance arrows while we're here as well. Because the more armour we can knock off, the better. I want the helmet ideally. Oh! Is she going to come down and attack us or stay up there? Missed. Just drop down. Come on. Come on, Regalla. Show your head. Have a nice shot. She has a few tricks up her sleeve, doesn't she? Definitely has a few tricks up her sleeve.
This is where it ends.
I think it is where it ends.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Come to me.
So I knew she was going to come to me there. I needed to fill up health. Where was she? So quick. She's extremely quick. Can't completely get away from her there. That's nice. I'm out of long range ammo. Alright, we're going back to what worked the first time round. Acid. There's her armour coming off with the acid. That is working to her advantage there. I would even do some melee attacks, but it's getting close enough to be able to do any is the difficult thing. While she's got a little bit of distance to us. Oh, she's there. I didn't actually see her there, to be fair. Nice hit. More acid. Just got to keep moving while she's firing, that's the thing. And her special arrows, that's the thing to watch out for. Where is she now? She's there.
No more fire.
Acid again. We didn't quite get a full shot last time, which is why she's not fully acid. That one did though. Let's get our big arrows back. I know it's longer to aim, but I think it might be the one we need. Oh, I missed. That was a nice shot. Lovely shot again. Acid is off again. So let's try and put it back on. Like that. Distance is out the way we've played the majority of the game, so let's use everything we can to our advantage. I do think I can defeat you like that, yeah, because you're out of armour. That's the thing now, you're out of armour. I didn't mean to drench her, that wasn't what I intended to do.
I'll tear that braided head from your body!
Will you now? Think it's over, Regalla. She is tough. It's hard to melee. That's why I didn't even try melee. I thought we'll use what we're good at, the distance.
On my knees before
Acids we found works against humans.
Go ahead. Run me through.
Aloy's not going to kill her.
Shut your mouth, traitor.
But they might.
It was you who flew in on the wings of the 10. You who challenged her by our rights. You must decide her fate. I spared her once. It only made things worse.
That's the thing. Hikaru did spare her.
The best of my marshals. What a waste.
Her armor was very tough. That's why acid worked so well, though. It took armor off.
Right. But maybe that's exactly what I need.
Cowards! What more do you have to conspire about?
Whether you live or die.
Right, we have a choice to make. And I would normally go for the intelligent answer, but I've got a feeling, I'll probably still go for it, but I've got a feeling that's not an answer and I have to pick one of the others afterwards. But your life ends here. This isn't easy. Or there's another battle ahead. It's a tough one. I always go with the intelligent answers. I think that's the best way through a situation, but I've got a feeling once I do this, it's going to change it. It took you longer than me to defeat her. I think, like I say, I think the acid helped because the acid corroded her armour, and the armour was coming off right because of the acid. So that made a massive difference. Without that, it would have took a lot longer, I think. I mean, it depends on your build, obviously. I'm glad we didn't go for a melee build because we would have never got close enough, I don't think, to do much damage. That's the thing. Right, we'll go for this isn't easy. But I've got a feeling it's going to make me pick a game.
You led a rebellion that tore a tribe apart. All for bloodlust and revenge.
Yeah, it worked in the situation I was in previously, so then I kind of remembered that.
Or maybe that fury can be directed at the real enemy.
You want to ally with her? How can you even trust her?
Despite all that she's done, she's never been one to break her word.
And will she give it?
I won't beg for my life. Decide.
Okay. I assumed it was going to do that, so I did assume that the intelligent answer wasn't an answer, and we actually have to pick a proper answer. She got you twice. Oh, really? Oh, wow. You figured it out the second time. Right, we've got to decide. Her life ends here, the aggressive answer. We think with her heart, and there's another battle ahead. Now, Aloy isn't a cold-blooded killer. Yes, we beat her in combat, but I wouldn't say she's someone who enjoys taking someone's life. She's well aware of what she needs to do to save Beta and Gaia. In my eyes, her answer would be, it's all about the long term. It's all about what she needs to do going forward. She was on a higher setting as well. So, I'm thinking there's another battle ahead. I think, in my mind, the way this has gone so far, Aloy will focus on what's to come. Focus on what needs to happen for her to succeed. It's always the bigger picture. she puts her own feelings away and just looks at the bigger picture. So I'm thinking there's another battle ahead. That's my choice. I don't know if I'm going to regret this or not. Will she turn on us? I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
I'm not here to forgive you for your crimes. But there's another battle ahead. Against an enemy more powerful than anything you can imagine. And I need people. A squad. That's willing to do whatever it takes.
I don't want your mercy.
It's not mercy.
You agree, you interesting long term. Yeah, absolutely. You tried extra hard but couldn't win, wow.
A better death than this? Yes. My blood is yours. Your enemies are mine.
She would rather die in battle than die
Meet us at our
like this.
stronghold. In the mountains near Plainsong.
You mean to send her alone? Without even an armed guard?
She does not need it.
I will be there. You have my word.
Her word is everything, isn't it? I think Cthulhu won't be too happy, but...
Chief, there's something you both need to see. In the throne room.
That's kind of what I kind of expected. Her word is everything to her. You don't know what happens if Aloy kills her. I'd be interested to know percentage-wise how many people killed her and how many people thought about the long-term plan. Part of me would love to be able to go back and change it, but it'll take forever to get back to that point.
He surrendered to our guards outside the grove. Claims he has an urgent message for the Outlander who defeated Regalla.
Okay.
So, state it.
It's for her alone.
They're not trusting, are they?
Interested party.
It's a focus. Be silence.
I'm gonna need some privacy.
Yeah, it's gonna be silence, isn't
Clear
it?
the room.
Clod's not happy, but he respects Oil as a commander. He'll get over it. I think he will. I think he's not that short-sighted. I think he obviously wants revenge. He's not. He's saying, "I'm not. Oh, that's it. I'm done." I think he does understand the decision-making.
You saved the tribe. Let me help you with your mission.
No. With Regalla gone, you have a chance to build the future you dreamed of. So get to your task.
Then at least allow me to give you this. Armor for the battle ahead. May it keep you safe.
A nice gift.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm assuming it's silence on the other end of the focus. That's my thinking. Let's see.
Do you have any idea
There he is.
what you've just done?
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you too, Silence.
Congratulations on your victory. You saved the Tallnecks for a few weeks. Unfortunately, you've doomed the entire planet as well.
Wrong. I don't need it to knock the army to defeat the Signus.
Oh, Aloy. Have you learned nothing about the enemy we're up against?
More than you, hiding whatever hole you found. My idea is just better than anything you ever came up with.
Go on.
No, not here. We're doing this my way. Face to face, and with the weapon you've developed.
She's got him.
Why would I agree to that?
Because I'm your only way of beating the Zeniths, and getting the copy of Apollo that's on their ship. So meet me at my base. Mountains west of Plainsong.
Hello, Shino, how are you?
Silence and follow the person who actually knows what she's doing. Don't be late.
I love how forthright with him she was. The fact that she, you know, the tides are turned. She knows now what she's doing. Trophy achieved. Flew on the wings of the 10.
I did it. Silence is on board. So head to my base.
Impressive. I'll be there as soon as I can.
I've got a few things to look at. We have slightly overrun this morning's stream. We are finishing shortly. We'll look at a few things first, though, before we do finish. I need to find a save point as well, to be fair. It took you 15 minutes to get Regalla. It's you 25 minutes. It's just one of those things. Yeah, it's just different playstyles, though, isn't it? There's probably a YouTube video out there. There probably is one though about people who kill Regalla. My concern with that is I don't want it to show me stuff I don't know yet. But yeah, there probably is something out there. You like the dialogue between the two? The dialogue is incredible. Good afternoon, Kathy. How are you? We are just finishing. We overran a little bit because we needed to finish where we were. Where's our nearest campfire? Just there. So that's where we're going to head. We are out of time for today, unfortunately. When we get there, we're going to have a look at skill points and stuff as well. There's a conversation to the right as well here. There's a few conversations. By looks of things over there. Decker and Kavon.
So, Aloy.
We are just about to finish up, Earl.
Yet another deed to your name. And I'm guessing by the look in your eyes that you're not done yet.
Not quite.
Is there anything we can do? We owe you that much.
All these people have helped on the way.
After everything you've been through, you're one of the best people to support Hikaru's bid for peace. Not just between the clans, but with the Carja too.
Then I will. You have my word.
And until my last breath, I'll make sure the tribe remembers all that you've done for us.
The look on her face when we flew overhead was incredible. I think we can talk to all the people we've helped along the way. So let's have a quick conversation with these people, though, so we know it's done for when we come back. This is Ateka.
Ateka. I figured I'd see you here.
Of course. The Lowland clan fought for our own today. And like the day Hikaru...
Good night from the USA. Thank you very much for joining us, El. Much appreciated.
I see the same look in his eyes as I did then.
Aloy's never quite done, she isn't she? There's always something else.
His vision for us endures.
He'll need your continued support, I'm sure.
And he will always have it. Thank you for everything, Aloy.
It's just that mutual respect between everyone, it seems, isn't it? What we got next? We have Jetica. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, to be fair.
And so the Wings of the Ten found us when things were at their direst.
I'm not some legend come to life,
Jataka.
That may be, but we will always be in your debt.
With everything that's happened, I feel like I need to do
Always let her take a break, please. The DLC of Aloy just hanging around and having a good time. I don't think that's ever going to really happen, is it? Unfortunately. Shino, good night from down under. Thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you for saying hello. Let's do this conversation here. We'll look at what we got, and then
you knew how to make an
we'll
entrance
finishing off.
that. Ooh, that was something else.
Didn't think I'd find you here.
You know, I just thought a battle that'll be sung about for generations wouldn't sound as epic if the Desert Commander were missing.
It's nice to see the tribes all came together.
I would not have shown Regalla mercy. But at least her rebellion is over. Who might argue with the champion killer? Wish I could have seen Regalla's face when she saw you flying on that machine.
His conversation piece is an ending, which is weird. Sometimes I've noticed that happens. Even though they've done the conversations, they don't always go away. Well, we'll get to the save point, then we'll quickly have a look at gear and stuff, skill points before we finish. But unfortunately, this is the last live stream of this week. We've got physio tomorrow, and I'm starting to load. I'm starting more new tablets as of tomorrow afternoon, which are meant to be extremely drowsy in... What's the word when something makes you drowsy? Well, they're going to make me extremely drowsy, but we need a couple of days to see how they affect us. And if they're really bad, then we won't be allowed to take them anyway. We've got to give them a go. Let's just use up these skill points we gained. I want to see what armor we got given as well from Hikaru. I'm just curious to what it is, what it looks like. Skill points wise, we are fully completed Warrior, Hunter, Survivor, Infiltrator, Machine Master needs one more skill, and then we can finish off Trapper. Weapon wise, we didn't get anything new, but outfits we did. So, we've got the Utara Warden outfit. It's an Infiltrator outfit. Not sure who gave us that one. We have the Tallneck High Marshal mix gear. That's interesting. The only annoying thing, you can't compare them. You have to manually look. If we were to change, we would lose our fire resistance. but it would give us shock resistance, which we don't currently have. It also give us a frozen resistance, which we don't have. That's currently minus. We'd lose our water resistance and our acid resistance, but we'd gain plasma resistance. Resonator blast, melee damage, low health melee will go up, but we'd lose concentration, concentration plus, and weapon stamina. And also our melee damage, melee resistance and long range resistance would drop dramatically, especially long range resistance. I don't think there's a point to change. I think Nora Valiant still suits us. I think it still works. With all these different gears, and we're not even trying them out because they don't work for our playstyle, if that makes sense. Once we got the Nora Valiant, we've kind of stuck with it. It seems to have stayed with us at this point. Okay. Quest-wise, let's have a quick look. We've got Singularity. It's a level 35 quest, main quest. So should we then, and this is where the questions lie, we need to return the base for Singularity. That's level 35. Side quests, we have 2 here that are lower level. So in theory, these need doing first. Because they're a lower level. So I'm wondering, as our next stream, which will be Monday morning, maybe these 2 should be first. Forbidden Legacy, The Way Home, as they're under level. Broken Locks is also a new one. The Souvenir, Burden of Command, First to Fly, Ties of Justice, and the Enduring are all under the main quest level. So again, I wonder if that one's all melee pits. Ignore the melee pits. Yeah, part of me does wonder whether all them need doing first as well. That's my consideration at this point. I don't know. We haven't done as many cauldrons as we probably could as well, to be fair. And in terms of game progress, we actually only gained 3% by doing that mission today. We've still got one on legendary item unknown, which I think is armor, I would assume. We've still got an 2 unknown activities we haven't found as well, and an unknown collectible. So although we think we're quite far in, there's still loads we haven't seen or done. But I have now scanned, I believe, every machine, I think. No, one machine is still missing. They're still missing one machine. How did I get it? I don't know. The Nor armor, the arena's really good, is it? I don't know how we got this armor, to be fair. I'm not too sure. Wrong button. Apologies if you do get a blue screen. I'm just in the manual save. Yes. I just want to check the hours we're in. So we're 58% and 64 hours, 35 minutes as well. But yeah, I can't remember where we got this outfit from. We do need to head back to the arena at some point because obviously we haven't been back there for ages. And now we've improved their melee. We should do better than in the arena, at least. I don't know if it's the I don't know offhand, to be fair, if it's the Rost outfit or not. I don't know. I don't even remember when we got it. To be honest, we just acquired it and I've used it ever since. And none of the others seem to match up enough. Yeah, we do need to go back to the arena. It's what do we do in terms of the other quests being lower level? That's my big question. Should we do them first before Singularity, level 35, or should we just focus on the main story for the minute? And what do you guys think? Whilst you're thinking about that as well. So this is, as I say, the last live stream of the week. Obviously, I've got a few things that I need to test over the weekend in terms of medication and stuff, which I'm not looking forward to, and I'm concerned at what it's going to do to me. I've got to be a bit careful with that. That's why there's no live stream this weekend. We are back live Monday morning with more Forbidden West. So Monday morning we'll continue on. You think do the side quests? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because they're a lower level, it makes sense. Side quests from Catherine's side, yeah. So Monday morning stream will begin clearing out these side quests that are under the level of the main quest. Get as many of those done as possible. And go from there. Sunday will be the scheduled video, so if you're curious on what's going on next week, Sunday 1 PM GMT, have a look for the scheduled video and that will tell you what is coming up on the channel. There are daily videos for the rest of the week and the weekend as well. Thursday today some more Dirt 5 and all that good stuff. But that is it, I'm afraid. the game itself is just getting better and better. The detail is just incredible. The fact you can fly, just, I don't know, it just amazes me. See you later, Shino. Thank you very much. But yeah, fantastic stream. You guys have been amazing as always. So yeah, much appreciated, all of you. Lisa, thank you. Kathy, thank you as well. And everyone else out there. So as always, thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. You guys have been incredible. Apologies for no live streams this weekend, but hopefully things will be okay. And that's Monday, we're back at Forbidden West, and we'll have some evening live streams next week as well, to make up for the lack of this week. So lots more to come with the channel. More with Horizon Forbidden West, and more with other games we're doing as well. Thank you all. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. And thank you again for today. Have a good one. See you all soon. Bye-bye.